He was once known for his luscious locks, bulging biceps and taking on the Travelator.
Now, though, James Crosley, a.k.a. Hunter, has swapped gladiators for gongs. He started a new career in wellness, and he joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, thanks. Well styled.
Thank you very much. So, from pumping iron to pumping gongs, James, what happened?
I went to Bali on a yoga retreat, and I ended up in this gong bath kind of by mistake. I thought it was a tour of a pyramid, because it was a gong bath in a pyramid, and I got in there, and there was all these gongs and mattresses, and I had this gong bath, and I had literally the best sleep of my life. I felt so relaxed, and there was 200 people coming in every hour.
Wow.
And I just thought, there's got to be something in this. And I came back to England, and there wasn't really many gong baths around. And I ended up going to the College of Sound. I studied for 2 years in sound therapy. Lockdown came, and I was playing didgeridoos and chimes just for something to do. And then I ended up opening a teacher training school to train people to become gong practitioners. And it's really taken off.
So, describe to us what a gong bath is and what it does to you mentally.
So you don't get wet, for a start. There's a lot of people, they turn up with towels. Don't worry about that. You're bathing in the sounds and the vibrations.
Okay.
So all you do is you lay down in a very relaxed, comfortable position. You maybe set an intention for something. You do a little bit of breathing to get yourself into that rest and digest parasympathetic nervous system. And then you just lay there and the sounds wash through your body. Okay. Now, if you imagine the brain waves start to slow down, the vibrations... One of my favourite phrases is the issues in the tissues. You're storing stress, you're storing emotions, and all these things vibrate at a slightly different pace. And what the gongs do, they wash through the body, the lion of vibrations, and bring everything up. So this is why you can have such a good night's sleep. You can feel so rested. You can feel stress just disappearing out of your body because you've retuned yourself.
Now, you love your yoga, don't you? I've tried a little bit of yoga, and I can't get on with it particularly because the pace of it is too slow for me. I've tried a bit of meditation, and I last about 10 seconds before my mind's whizzing and I'm just distracted and I'm all everywhere. I mean, the idea of this sounds great. I just don't think it's going to fit for me, though, James.
I was exactly the same, right? I tried to meditate, I couldn't. Bear in mind, I'm an ex-bodybuilder, an ex-gladiator, an ex-strongman. Playing gongs, it doesn't make sense, does it? But the reality is there's something in it. And what it does, the sounds almost put you into a forced meditation. And it creates this arena, if you like, for the body, which just helps you meditate. And it's not like just lying there. We have a monkey mind. Let's just accept we're wired to have a monkey mind. But you just have to accept that and shelve it. And relaxing is a skill. Yeah, it's like going to the gym. You can't just be a relaxed person. You have to practice at it. But if you persevere and practice with meditation, mindfulness, working on yourself, it can be life-changing for sleep, stress, anxiety, all aspects of your health.
And this actually isn't a new thing, is it? It's not like a new fad.
It sounds faddy, doesn't it? But
it does, but it's like an ancient ritual almost.
Well, gongs have been around for hundreds of years in different kind of ways. I mean, they were used to warn people for battle. They were used to get rid of ghosts and all kinds of things. But I think kind of as gong baths, as we know them now, were around in the 60s. There was a guy called Don Conroe, who's known as the godfather of gong, and he kind of brought it to life. But it's really become a huge thing, and the classes are just so busy, and people have, I mean, experiences you wouldn't believe. You couldn't make up what people come out with. I've had people go back to past lives. People have childhood traumas completely brought up, and then the next week had the best week of their lives.
So you can regress people while you're doing this?
It's about practising. It depends. The girl who did that had been to India on a breath retreat, and she was very spiritually tuned in. So it's not, you're not going to lie down there and suddenly be in Egypt.
OK, that's a relief. That's a relief.
Don't worry about that.
Can we talk about some of it? Because this is all you'll get. What are these gongs that you've got here?
So I've got 3 gongs with me today. In fact, should we have a go?
Yes, definitely.
Right. So I've got 3 gongs. This is a hand pan. I tend to do different instruments along with it. So this is kind of a nice way to finish. So just lay yourselves down.
Oh. We're doing this on live TV.
Close your eyes.
Got to close our eyes as well.
Take a moment.
Is everyone going to run away?
No. Ready? And just maybe take a moment to track down the body anywhere you'd be holding stress, like you with your hands, your jaw. Soften everything.
This is so
Take a few deep breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Relax. Keep those eyes shut. Slowly getting your breath back and try not to laugh.
Sorry.
I saw you looking through one eye. Gently take a big stretch. So a normal class would be about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But obviously...
That felt about 45 minutes. I'm not... sorry, I'm going to say... your playing was amazing.
Beautiful.
I mean,
it's obviously not the right environment to be fully relaxed.
No, it's not. Especially
a live TV studio.
But it was beautiful, though.
The gongs, I'd love to come and do a proper class, James, so I could properly relax, because I can't, and I just wanted to know what you were doing.
So did I. I peeked at you.
Did you
peep at me?
Yeah.
There's a lot of peeking going on.
Can I... This?
You want to try it?
Yeah. So...
This is a hand pan, so this is, like, handmade.
So you and each of these is it a little bit like a steel drum?
Yeah. So it was originally from the steel drum. Somebody in Switzerland decided to put a lid on top of it.
Yeah.
And thought actually this makes a really nice sound. But yeah, this is a really meditative one. It's like a deeper hand pan, so they come in different keys. But I really like this one. If you play that top middle note.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's got a really beautiful resonance. So the different resonances and a different sound, different people will react differently to them. So it's nice to mix it up with gongs, crystal bowls, hand pans, didgeridoo. So you can create either just a pure gong bath or a sound bath.
You're like completely addicted. You're just so addicted to this.
I think because I had I was very addicted to fitness, strength, and I had to move that somewhere else.
Yes.
And so music is really where it's gone. So I love the musicality of it, and obviously I love how it makes me feel as well.
Yeah.
Tones of this are so soothing as well.
Do you want to have a go on the gong?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I have to put a loincloth on?
No loincloth required. Well,
A little bit like Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
Shall we put it out to the viewers?
WhatsApp,
you can scan them.
the side.
Give it a little tap.
A little one.
Just gently start. Yeah, it's not like the
the
cinema.
start. Yeah.
Just gently start tapping. Give it a
That's
little
mine.
of that.
Let's listen to yours.
Yeah, you can do a bit of chanting.
That's the start of the Lion King. That's the Lion King.
I thought she was going some organic chant, and then I realised.
And are these the same tone?
These two are the same. These are Saturn gongs, so these are tuned gongs. And if you're into astrology, it's that's another way you can look at it with Saturn, which is a very nice gong for moving forward in situations. This is a pasty symphonic gong, so these are tuned to a note, and these are a bit more. The notes are a bit more airy, if you like. But it's really nice to mix them up.
And you keep all of these in your house, and you practice all the time.
My house is like a bring and buy sale. I mean, honestly, it's embarrassing. Like, people come around, they're like, there's gongs, there's hand pans, there's crystal bowls, there's didgeridoos, and they're a bit like, where do you sit?
Now, what about your neighbours?
They love it. Yeah, they absolutely love it, my neighbours. So they actually, my neighbour messaged me yesterday. She said, I wondered if my son could have hand pan lessons up you, because she can hear me practising. So,
amazing.
Yeah, I think they seem to really enjoy it. But once you get going with the gongs, they're not actually that loud. They're kind of a little.
Well, the idea, because the idea is
Yeah,
it's a gentle
it's a
sort of
gentle
thing, rather
whir.
than actually our instinct is to whack it.
Yeah.
Because we've got two boys as well.
Give
so
it
that's
some
the first
whirling.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So can you do your circular breathing with the didgeridoo?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. But that was
wow.
that was a lockdown thing, because what did you do in lockdown?
I looked after two small people.
Yeah, practice a lot of juggling.
Yeah.
Right. Are you a good juggler?
Yeah. Literally,
Yes.
we just got really good at juggling.
So I think there were certain skills that a lot of people either did nothing or they created new skills, didn't they? And for me, that's really where I blossomed in sound therapy, because I had 2 years.
Yeah, of course.
Of just and I was like, right, I'm going to do 2 hours a day of whatever, whether it's half an hour on the didgeridoo, half an hour on the chimes, half an hour on the gong, half an hour on the handpan. And then by the end of it, I was like,
Now he's
going around the
singing
streets
the
of
Lion
London.
King.
Breathing in and breathing out at the same time. It's
hard.
Amazing.
James, thank you so much
Lovely
for
to
that.
see you,
I know
babe.
it wasn't the right setting, but
No.
it was brilliant. Really
It's
good.
an amazing sort of introduction
Yeah.
to it. Do get in touch with us. Let us know if you've had an experience of a gong bath. Maybe James's hand panning regressed you at home somewhere.
If anyone went
in
back
some
to
way.
Egypt, let us know.
Exactly. Send us a postcard.
Amazing stuff. She went for a hot potato.
She's banging trouble here, look.
It was a whole potato as well.
John, you striped her up with one of your taters.
It was hotter than Hades. Danny is here now to talk to us. Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, how are
Did you
you?
stripe
all right.
anybody up with your cakes and your bakes?
Yeah.
I had a go, Ben, I had a go.
How was it?
Have you done it, any of you?
No.
No.
It is hard work, and there's no help.
Was it stressful?
Were you expecting help?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, considering I've never baked, but they send loads of gear to your house, so I had mixers and all sorts of, like, apparatus, but I weren't really about, so I didn't practice. But then I thought, actually, I might have had a result because you get to keep all the gear, but then they don't. They come and pick it all up.
Took the gear back as well.
They send you loads of flour. I had about 800 eggs in my house all plotted up, but I had a go. I think it's such an amazing cause and stuff, you know, stand up to cancer. I watched my Danny do MasterChef.
Yes.
With lovely John.
Really well.
She got robbed on that, by the way, John.
What happened? Yeah.
Where she got elbowed a bit early.
She did not.
She done a nice bit of
I
venison.
praised her. She was wonderful. Incredible.
Anyway, I watched how hard that was, and that's weeks and weeks of it. I thought, the tent's only 2 days.
Right.
Yes.
Did our Alison give you a hand at any stage at all?
No, not really. She laughed at me a lot.
Sounds like Al.
She's lovely, Al. They're not allowed to help you.
Your cake that you were doing, that was quite a construction. What was the idea behind the cake?
Well, so basically, our week was your biggest failure, which is all you need in a cake. I've had many failures, and so the one that's quite PG and tame was that I did build myself into a wardrobe when I was younger.
What?
Wow.
Well, me and my missus got our first gaff, and we had a kid and stuff, and I tried to be the geezer, and I built a wardrobe into
like
a tiny.
Flat pack
it was and it was in a tiny little room. So I was trying to create a walk-in wardrobe in Canning Town, and I put the back on it first, and then I couldn't get out. So I had to smash through the back of it to then get out of the wardrobe, which my missus still mocks me about today.
Funny that.
So basically, I tried to build... I'd done a cake with 8 layers of sponge, cut an hole in it, put myself in it with an hammer, and...
it's like something from The Shining.
It was hard. It was hard, though, because you shouldn't put 8 layers of sponge...
You've got tilt, hadn't you?
Well, they had to do my one first because it was going to fall over.
Like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And when you said
Leaning
before...
Tower of Pisa, that's what it is.
Exactly. And when you said before you got all the apparatus arriving to your house, where were you then if you weren't there? Were you filming Deeley Cooper?
Yeah, so it's a very surreal thing, me baking cakes, but me baking cakes with a moustache as well. I've got a great big Tom Selleck going on, so I was filming in Bristol. I didn't really have time. It does add to the madness of it, me with a great big tash, I must say.
But you were... So it's... There we go, there you go. I think it quite suits you, Dan.
He was filming...
Well, you've got to get on with it, innit? You know, it proves I'm a proper actor. So anyone out there that doubts it, I can grow a tash.
You certainly committed your upper lip to the cause.
Absolutely, and so it's a really cool thing, Rivals, Disney thing, so there's a lot of tashes.
Dermot's wife is directing some of them.
They did a few episodes.
So, but it's one of Deeley Cooper's novels, quite a racy novel?
Yeah, it's filth, Ben.
But is it as filth with those teeth?
It's brilliant. You know, it's one of her better books. It's a real big cast with Tennant, Aidan Turner. It's got Catherine Parkinson in it. It's loads of us, you know, running around in the 80s, quite relevant at the moment. But
and what's your character?
I play a guy called Freddie Jones, who's like a billionaire.
Nice.
So I'm sort of based on Alan Sugar.
Oh, really?
And I talk Japanese in it.
So do you have...
So not only can I bake cakes, I can speak Japanese.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a great part. So it's a bit like Succession. That's all I'll say to you. There's a lot of people in it that you hate. But my character's really lovely, and everyone's trying to get his investment and stuff. And so he's a working class sort of rich man, and I loved it. I love the 80s anyway. The 80s for me, you know, it takes me back to my childhood and stuff. So it was a very lavish affair, and I loved it.
Yes. Now we're very excited as well because you have an exclusive announcement for us today, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to build it up too much.
Come on, we've got to build it up because it's big news.
Yeah, OK. Well, I'm doing Soccer Aid.
Yeah!
I got asked.
You've been asked?
I got asked for the 2nd year. I had a little run out last year, and it's an amazing thing to do.
Yes.
Last year we raised over 14 mil. UNICEF, you know, the stuff they do, you don't realise.
That's amazing.
All around the world for kids with malnutrition and disease, you know, fighting all these things. And for us to play football, you've done it. I mean, why don't you do it no more? Let's have it right.
I'm very old and my knees aren't quite up to it. I've done 10 years. I did the first sort of 5 or 6, 7.
Yeah, you had a good run, didn't you?
Talk about filth. He is a bit on the football.
You did smash into someone and played someone's
One or
leg.
two. All the ex-Spurs players, though, Danny, so you'd approve. Don't worry. Edgar Davids, Berbatov.
It's such an experience, I must say.
And it's at Stamford Bridge this year?
It's Stamford Bridge this year.
So you can walk home?
So I did play at Old Trafford.
Yes.
Yeah.
But some great people involved in it. And I'm going to have another go, I think. I'm honoured to be asked to do it again. So let's see what happens, you know? Let's see what happens.
Amazing
Absolutely.
stuff. So when is Bake Off? Someone in our ear. Sunday. Sunday is your episode.
Yeah.
At 7:40.
7:40, get involved, donate, and let's fight cancer.
Amazing.
Excellent. Thank you. Good luck
Good
with
luck
that.
with soccer.
Very exciting day today because I've been invited to meet a Hollywood icon. Jake Gyllenhaal is here to talk about his brand new movie, Roadhouse. Now, this film is action-packed. There are some epic barroom brawls and there's more muscles than an episode of Gladiators. Now, it's actually a reimagining of the 1989 Patrick Swayze film that... honestly... Excuse me, guys, hello. I'm trying to deliver a line here. Do you mind? Anyway, as I was saying, Roadhouse is a reimagining of the classic 80s movie that sees Jake playing Elwood Dalton, an ex-UFC fighter hired as a bouncer at a Florida Keys bar that's being targeted by a violent crime gang.
I can pay you good money. Judging by your car, you need that.
Well, I like my car.
So, Jake, I mean, there's loads of heavy drinking, barroom brawls, semi-naked men, but enough about my uni years. Let's talk about Roadhouse. They made me say that, I'm sorry.
That's good. No, that was a good one. I like that.
Oh, haha.
I presume you're a fan of the original.
I am. And a huge fan of Patrick Swayze.
There feels like in this movie there's little nods, a few lines that, you know, original fans will hear and recognise.
Yeah.
So you like to fight? You ever win?
No one ever wins a fight.
But you have taken it in its whole new direction as well. It feels fresh.
Outside of the lines, like, there are a lot of mirroring moments, you know, and I think Dalton, too, as a character, kind of keeps the same sort of spirit in him. He's an observer. He waits until he needs to move. You know, there's a stillness to him. And I definitely incorporated that from what Patrick had done. But this one has, like, a huge sense of humor. I just slapped you. Are you all right? What? The spirit of humor throughout the fights, even though they get brutal at times, is like always there.
We don't want to give away too many spoilers, but you sort of beat up a whole crowd of people and then you take them to the hospital.
Yes.
Is that one a friend of yours?
No, I just broke his arm.
Another thing I picked up on in the film, your character at one point is eating enchiladas, he's eating chips, he's eating tacos, right? And I was thinking, what was poor Jake Gyllenhaal eating?
He doesn't eat them, actually, if you notice.
He never actually eats it.
You know when you watch an actor in a scene and you're like, are they really eating that, you know? I wasn't really eating. I say thank you for it and I sit down and then the scene cuts. If you really look at it, she gives me enchiladas.
I never saw you take a bite, actually.
Yeah, no,
good point.
Exactly. No, I was on a strict regimen. Like, one chip would have really done the whole day.
The strict diet was necessary to give Dalton a physique capable of going toe-to-toe with ultra-violent gun-for-hire Knox, played by real-life UFC champion Conor McGregor in his first movie acting role.
Hey, fellas. Looks like you're having a smacking.
Was it a slightly daunting prospect having a guy that's designed to never miss and now he has to act fight?
Bringing those two worlds together is one of the coolest parts of this whole movie. The first shot we ever shot together was like the headbutt where we're face to face. Every time I was like, what am I doing? At the same time I was like, oh my God, this is pretty cool. I was also like, totally terrified. It's not just Conor, actually, a number of fighters are in our movie. And it was really actually funny to me teaching professional fighters who would like totally kick my ass how to kick my ass.
Yeah. Here's how
so funny.
You beat me up.
Yeah, like, so that people really buy it. You know what I mean? It's just so, like, what also is great is when you're working with a professional fighter is that their ability to judge distance is unlike anyone else. To be working with someone who knows how to, like, judge that distance, there's a safety to that, too.
Yeah, you sort of feel they've got that control, it's almost built in.
Exactly.
But that's quite nice, actually, because, yeah, there are some...
quite nice, I don't know. A cup of tea is quite nice, but I don't know.
Good point. Yeah. You could have died. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
I don't know, quite nice, but I'll take it, I guess. Yeah, it was quite nice. Yeah.
Before we go, we thought we'd do a little game, and we're calling it the Jake Gyllenhaal Hall of Fame.
Wow,
like
that's
that?
great.
I know, there was a lot of work that went
really?
into that.
Wow.
I'm glad you appreciate it. These are all movies that you have starred in. I want to see if you can get them.
I think I know that one already. Jarhead.
Jarhead.
Or it's Jar Crinkly Face.
Have you been in that movie?
I was in that movie too.
No one knows about that one. That was a B movie a few years.
That's a B-side.
Yeah. Okay, next one. This one.
Night Baby.
What's the baby doing?
Crawling.
Nightcrawler. This one's a bit harder. There's nothing, no money in the wallet,
Brokeback Mountain. Oh, wow.
Come on.
I like that.
You know that's good.
That's good.
We're thinking where this is pointing down.
South Cat Paw.
You also weren't in Cat Paw.
Southpaw.
Southpaw.
That's good. That's
Correct.
Good. That's good.
And finally, come on.
Look at that. Road place. Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, come on! We're back on brand. We did it.
Maybe slow, but I got those.
You did.
So.
You got 5 out of 5, and as a
and I haven't even been hitting the head that much.
You've done so
So
well.
yeah, thanks.
I thought the only present I could think of was to get you a framed photo of a road to put in your house.
Oh wow!
You see the connection?
That is definitely not going in my house. So thank you so much for that.
You're so welcome, Jake. Thank you for being so much fun.
So
the
nice
movie is great. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. Cheers.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
Excellent
Do you
stuff.
think that picture of the road has gone in his house?
For sure.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure. In his loo. And Lulu joins us now. I was just asking you how it feels when you watch that back. Does it feel like you're the same person? Does it bring back memories? What does it feel like?
Well, I've had to look at a lot of film and a lot of photographs because of celebrating the 60s. Everyone's saying, you've got to celebrate it. And I was 75 in November. So there's got to be some celebration this year. And so I've had to look at things. And I remembered when I would look at pictures of myself immediately after they'd been taken and I was 15. I was like, oh, I'm too fat. I'm too this. I'm too... Teenage girls.
Yeah, of course.
Teenage girls are like. But now I look at them and I think, who is that little person?
Yeah.
It's kind of sweet. I'm thinking of 60 years, and this tour is going to be a sellout. It's very
emotional.
Yeah. A little bit emotional. Yeah.
What do you think, Lulu, if you could go back to that 15-year-old and sit down with her and have a chat, what do you think you'd tell her?
Less backcombing?
Never. Never. Less hairspray? Never. Not in the 60s. You're funny. Anyway, no, what would it be? Oh, I think everything is okay.
Yeah.
You're fine. You're okay. You're not too fat. You're not too short. You're not too all the things you think you are. Because I was very critical of myself. I still am, but not as much.
Sure.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that I'm very, very lucky. And that's kind of also what I'm going to do on this tour. And I think it's like it's called Champagne for Lulu.
Oh, well, yeah.
Which is a nice, I thought it was, because that's
Brilliant.
Jennifer. Jennifer's, you know, her ab-fab thing she said. And then I added afterwards with family and friends. So I have family, not saying, and I don't want to say anything about what the content is. And then there are friends popping in.
Wow.
And you might be able to think of some of them. You might get it, you know, but it's going to be fun.
So there's collaborations on stage.
I am not saying a word.
Yeah, there's got to be.
There's got to be a surprise.
You've done enough Take That tours. They owe you.
Yeah, they do.
They owe you.
Actually, you know what? They did me a favour by putting me on that bloody record. I mean, I was reinvented, Joe. You know,
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Absolutely.
And I just bumped into Harry Redknapp, and you know, before I came in, and
he's coming on to Loose Women, isn't he? After us.
Well, you know, it's like when I was young, I was always very anxious. I would hide it by being loud. I talk. I'm still pretty much that person, but the anxiety I would not talk about. I would be afraid. I would keep it, you know, hidden. Try to be cool, you know what I mean? And trying to be cool, maybe in that accent.
That would be better, yeah.
Not very, but today I'm not as anxious because I kind of feel more connected, and I know that's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
I want to connect. I want to feel connected.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel separate from you.
No.
I don't want to feel separate from anybody or nervous.
Did you
and
know
that's the meditation has helped with that, you know.
Oh, the gong bath.
Did you see our gong baths before?
I did.
Have you ever done that?
No, and I don't think it matters what form of meditation you do, but today it's one of the most important things in my life. 40 years I've been doing it.
Did you know Harry then? You just mentioned Harry Redknapp. Did you know him through the 60s? Did you know him when he was playing?
I didn't really know Harry. I probably met him. I mean, Alex Ferguson was my friend.
Yeah.
And still is. But I knew Harry's son. I met through Take That.
You met Jamie?
I knew Jamie through it. Yeah. And so now I feel like if I haven't met someone or worked with them, I know someone who knows them.
Sure.
Yeah.
So there's that
one way or another.
Like you.
Yeah,
I
one
feel
way
I've
or
known
the
you
other.
I now feel I've known you for quite some time.
Long
right?
time I've been interviewing you over the years.
Right. And last time, though, was in America.
Yeah,
With our
true.
brilliant friend Nigel.
True.
Yeah.
But so what's happening with this tour? This doesn't mean that you're retiring. It doesn't mean you're slowing down. It doesn't mean you're stopping. You're just not going to tour anymore, essentially.
It's the touring thing. I'm not going to stop working. Retirement to me is a filthy word because I am very active person. I've got a lot of energy, but the touring, I want to do. I mean, I just did a film with Diane Keaton last year, which was so much fun.
Exciting.
Diane is looking for another project for us because we hit it off so well. I've been studying acting. I mean, in fact, Damian Lewis was on yesterday.
Yes, he was, yeah.
Now, Helen,
Yes.
his
Lovely
wife,
story.
I loved her so much. And because of her, because I admired her, I found a coach who had worked with her, and I've been working with that coach for 6-7 years now.
Is that right?
So I've learned the acting techniques before I would be winging it. I have a feel for it, you know?
Yeah.
But I wasn't ever trained like she was.
So you started training in acting in your 60s? Having done loads of films and loads of acting already?
With Sidney Poitier and, I mean...
And so I love the idea that you still feel like you're learning now, though.
I think it's so important. And I think, I heard the thing you were talking about with the food, it's very important to what you eat. How do you live to 100? I don't know if I want to live to 100 necessarily, but for
We want you to.
however long I live for, I think we would all agree that it's about being, God bless us, all pleased with good health.
Yeah.
And if we take care of ourselves, and I think because I am extremely disciplined,
Yeah.
I have managed to kind of keep going and, I'm agile and I'm not...
Yeah.
Thank you, God,
I think also the other thing is you love what you do. I was talking to the boys about that and said, because sometimes they're like, Mom, don't go to work. And I'm like, no, but I'm so lucky. I love what I do. And it's so important, if you can, find something that you love.
That's a very, very important point. Now that I'm so old, people say, what advice would you give? And I say, well, don't ask me to give advice, But in fact, that's maybe the piece of advice I would give to a young person. Find what you love, if you can, and make that your job. I'm sure you're the same.
Find something you love, you never work a day in your life, right?
You know what
That's
I'm
the
saying?
reality. Yeah, too right.
So I have that. I always say I'm lucky. And I always say I have angels on my shoulders because... I still love what I do.
Yeah.
So Champagne for Lulu, it's sellout? Can people still get tickets?
I think it's just about totally sold out.
Oh, my days.
And maybe Gateshead, there's some tickets. There's some Gateshead, I think maybe,
And
but not many. And then Aberdeen, there's a couple, but not many.
OK.
So, great.
It's going to be absolutely fabulous for you to get back out there.
Absolutely, said the right word.
It's
It's
right
got
there.
it all down.
Champagne for Lulu. It's as simple as that.
Celebration.
Thank you so much for coming in and just being magical. It's just really, really... It's always a treat to meet because I think, as you say, you just embody that energy and that enthusiasm for life.
And I think, that connecting thing with my fans, I have the most unbelievable fans who've supported me for 60 years.
Yeah,
and then there's been new ones along the way. So this is kind of a thank you as well.
Amazing.
So that it's a big party, a connected thing. It's all about the love.
I think I might find myself to the Palladium, maybe.
I think you might.
Yes, when you say friends, and
I'm there.
is there a collaboration?
Old friends.
I'm not going on stage.
Oh,
She wants an
wait a
audience,
minute,
but I'll be there.
wait a
I
minute.
think you
You
just sold
never
that
know.
a duet.
Lewis is here now. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Hello.
Good morning. You're mid-tour. This is a treat to have you here in the studio.
Very nice to be here. Trying to sell tickets.
Quite right,
Yeah,
too.
it's not every show's sold out. Some of them.
Some of them might be available, but some people are surprised that you're actually doing music because they know you so well from all the acting roles and everything like that.
What came first, Damien, the acting or the singing? Pre-being known?
It was all happening at the same time. I used to busk. Busked in the tubes here in London. Then I had a motorbike and a tent, and I went down through Europe and busked all through the summers, down through Europe. And in fact, one of the songs, Zaragoza, is about me getting stuck in the Pyrenees as I was going over on my motorbike one night. And then acting just sort of took over.
Yeah.
And I wanted to concentrate on being a serious actor, and I took it seriously. And you take a fork in the road, and then your initial idea you get further and further away from it, and then it was Yeah, it was locked down like it was for so many people.
The pandemic happened.
Yeah, I thought, why not? I wonder if we could just have a go a bit more seriously, make it a bit more formal. Yeah, have a go.
Because you're a brilliant musician and a great singer, and I assume that there were times, rap do's and bits and pieces, where you grab a guitar and busk and play and jam with a few of your castmates.
Oh, yeah.
A bit of that.
Yeah, you couldn't shut me up at a rap party. But amazingly, working in America, and particularly as much as I have, it's like your whole sound department, it turns out that's a whole rhythm section. They're all brilliant drummers and bassists and everything. So you could always put bands together, and we did at the end of Homeland, we did at the end of Life, a show I made for Universal. We were called The Breezeways.
You actually had a name, you named it as well.
Well, we went down, we played at Ford's filling station down in Culver City, which was Harrison Ford's son's restaurant, bar down there, and we had a gig down there. And so, yeah, we were always doing that in a fun kind of way. We were having fun, I hope.
Yeah.
I hope other people were. And now it's just happening a bit more in a bit more of a real way, which is so much fun.
Well, because you've got your album out, Mission Creep.
Yeah.
Was that a fun process to do, or did you start off and then kind of got rid of songs along the way, or how did it work?
No, and if I'd written a song, it went on the record.
I did it.
I've written 10 songs. That feels like quite a lot of stick them on the record.
So you haven't had any kicking about since your teenage years that you've been thinking, that's what I played in Prague when I was on my year off on busking?
I looked at some of my old songs and they were so terrible. I humiliated myself looking at them, and I thought, so I didn't really feel comfortable writing songs, and then I just with Mission Creep, I felt very comfortable. Came a very particular time in my life. You know, just quite some quite personal songs on there. You know, people will know about Helen, my gorgeous late wife. So there are one or two personal songs on there. I suppose it's quite an intimate album for that reason. But, you know, there's a song on there about spies, because I've made a TV show called...
Is it
What's the show I made?
Spy Among Us?
Spy Among Friends. Thank you very much.
That's what it was, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Spy Among Friends.
He's on tour.
So there are lots of different sort of songs on
because it was the pandemic, you were saying you started writing, and obviously we spoke to you guys a lot during the pandemic because you and Helen and the team were doing so much to help getting food to frontline people as well and workers. Yeah. And I'd imagine being in the house with the family in the pandemic and suddenly Dad's writing music and writing songs. I mean, that can go one or two ways with the family. I mean, were they encouraging?
It's this emoji.
Yeah.
Dad, really.
How's that shift been from them to see Dad talking about doing this, actually going on the road, and now being seen as a bona fide rock star?
They're being really sweet.
Aww.
They're being really sweet about it, and actually, they're really talented musicians themselves. Although they are, Manon and Gully, and they're really good musicians themselves. And I think it can be a bit annoying that your dad's doing music when actually that's the thing you thought you were doing. And so, Dad, I thought you were an actor, and then, well, why are you playing music? But I just keep saying to them, you're much more talented than I am, and so just keep doing your own thing anyway. So, but I think everyone's quite enjoying it. You know, it's.
Have you had them on stage with you yet? Because they are brilliant. Because I've seen.
No, I keep trying to tell them, come on, family band, when's it going to happen? The Osmonds did it.
They did, yeah. The Cores did it.
Cores did it.
The Lewises, come on.
Have you heard of the Jackson 5? I see a Lewis 3 in the road, and there's absolutely not a chance in hell they'll ever do it with me.
And are you going to be playing football? Because that was where you guys met,
when we
didn't
first met.
You called him Filthy, by the way. I heard you on Chris Evans.
Filthy player.
He's not the first, he won't be the last.
But we needed him.
Yes. The good news was I was on his side.
He was a stopper. He was a stopper. Good tackle.
Was he? He fought rugby.
Very fit. Very athletic.
We had the best time.
But you're not going to play again, are you?
I'm not this year, no. Knees, retired knees. The last time I played was against your old school for an old boys' side. I thought that was probably the last thing I should do.
Thanks for coming today.
People can get on tour, see you on tour. Where are you next?
Please come and see us. Watford Palace Theatre tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Oxford at the O2 Academy Friday, and then Stroud on Sunday, Poole on Monday.
He's going to keep listing these while we throw you. The Loosed Women are coming up. Christine?
Everyone's doing this.
I can't tell you how gripping episode 1, which we've seen, is.
We've discussed fully.
Thrilled to have Jason in this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I mean, there's a few little bits in that we hadn't seen, which is really exciting. Watching this, he's such an identifiable character, and you're constantly asking yourself the question, what would you do if you were in that situation? Got a sense of it there, but for our viewers who won't have seen it, because it's on tonight, it's at 9 o'clock, the first one, just explain a little bit about what's going on.
Well, he's a kind of dedicated family man, and he falls prey to a victim of the kind of local youth who are kind of doing petty vandalism around his street, which sadly occasionally happens. And because the stress he's under at work, he's getting a bit older, you know, like all of us, and his job's getting younger, as it were, and the person who he trained is now his boss, and, you know, there's a difficult relationship. So he's feeling a tension. It's a hard-fought life because his daughter was from IVF, so, you know, so he's constructed this world, and then all of a sudden he's under pressure, and he makes this terrible decision when he's confronted with one of these boys, this 17-year-old, that he does the wrong thing, and he then suffers the consequences. But you're right, yeah, we're trying to... I think my job was trying to be identifiable with other people, like with, you know, real people. How would you... I don't look like Tom Cruise. I'm not... I mean, a lot of people say I do.
Come on.
Robert Redford, the list is very long. But, you know, I wanted to be, what would you do in that situation? And, you know, kind of surrounded by this rather brilliant cast of, you know, people like Jonas Armstrong. He's terrifying. And there's Joe Barber there, young actor just starting out his career, who was just extraordinary. Kayla Meikle, who's a young black actress who, as viewers may know from Time 2, the second series, you know, and David Bradley and Claire Skinner, of course, I've worked with before. So my job is just to be reacting against all these forces and carry the audience with me. So, and I know that you said some very kind things about the first episode, but it gets deeper and deeper.
Well, it's that moment, isn't it, where it's, what would you do in that moment? And it would be so easy to make a mistake or, in the split second, make a wrong decision.
Yeah.
And it's also following the story that you do so well with your character, where it's like, when is he going to hold up his hands and go, I did...
Is it too deep to do that now? I mean,
he
honestly,
seems to just be going further
well,
and further in.
Often men might... I mean, maybe this is a generalisation, but often men think, no, I can cope, I can deal with this, I'll take the burden off my family, I'll deal with it. But, of course, it just implodes, and there's a history of him being quite vulnerable and had mental health issues. So Claire's saying, Claire Skinner, who plays my wife, just brilliant, who I've worked with many a time, you know, she's, so you all right? And he won't kind of own up. And, of course, the world starts to, you know, close in on him. And
it all unravelling as that initial decision just becomes sort of the spiral.
Yeah, and Jonas Armstrong, obviously the lad that I end up punching, who I put in a coma, I think there's no mystery about that, is that, you know, obviously we don't want him to wake up because then he'll say what happened. There are only 2 of us there, by the way. There's only 2 of us on the street. But Jonas gives one of the most wonderful performances as the sort of gangland boss of Joe Barber. It's a really remarkable performance and terrifying. So I don't have to do very much, you know. There's a little sort of stream of comedy in it because the sort of potential disasters are so epic.
Yes.
That, you know, and it's great having people like Claire with me to reflect that.
And it feels like they're just around the corner all the time. That's
exactly
the other thing.
Yeah.
You feel as though they're just kind of... Any second, it could all be exposed. And
it goes, and he's, of course, he's set up this lie, but he's not a very good liar.
No.
He's just a guy.
Hopeless
at it. And so...
Because he strikes me as the sort of person that's just always been really honest and open and authentic about who he is.
And a nice man.
He's maybe how he's found himself, where people are pushing him around and he feels a bit downtrodden.
and as it goes on, you know, there's other characters which are probably obvious now that can control people, can... you know, get what they want, be effectual, and he perhaps sees himself being slightly ineffectual, and he's, as I say, he's under a lot of pressure at work, and which goes to the obvious extreme where I think I can say that he's losing his job. We say that's in the first...
That's in the first time.
Yeah, so, you know, there's the fear of that, the cost of living crisis, that's touched on, you know, and so how do you cope with those things? And the way to cope is to share, isn't it?
Yes.
You've got to share.
Open dialogue, yeah.
You mentioned David Bradley, who we saw a little clip of him in there, who and his character clearly becomes more and more important as he goes through. You filmed all this in Budapest.
Yeah.
Which I think is fascinating.
I asked the question. I was like, it doesn't look like Budapest.
No, I mean, what does Budapest look like?
Yeah.
It looks a bit like Warrington. Or
well,
whatever.
it looks like this part of Budapest looks like Warrington. We think it's kind of Warrington area, but a lot of films are shot in Budapest because it looks like Paris, and it's easier to shoot there. And many American films and series are made there, so all the departments are incredibly skilled and talented. So you know, it's one of those jobs where and many actors say this, but it was one of those jobs where the planets aligned and everybody got on so well and was so committed to the project. It's a great script. So
it's also a great city to have a rap do in.
Oh, yeah.
Because I understand that you and David had quite a night on the rap do.
Well, David did. I mean, David did. I mean, we did. I mean, I had, like, one night off. I mean, every scene, so...
Yeah.
But, David's such an amazing person. And, we're surrounded by amazing people, actually, and he's so inquisitive about life, and he is a dancer. Yeah. So, of course, when he goes out and dances, it's not just sort of, rave or, or drill.
Which it is when you go out.
Ballroom. Of course, yeah. Just do cardboard box, that's me. But yeah, he can do a bit of ballroom, and he's he's full of joy, David, and in his life, he's got a wonderful family life, and he brings all that richness, I think, to his work, and that's one of the reasons why he's been so brilliant over the years. So, excuse me. So, we're so lucky to have somebody like him with us.
And we're lucky to have you in this morning, Jason. Honestly, Kat and I love this.
Yeah.
It's stripped across the next 4 nights, isn't it, on Channel 5?
Yeah.
At 9 o'clock. It's absolutely gripping. I cannot wait.
Brilliant.
It's really annoying. I'm desperate. In this day and age where we can get to binge things straight away, I was so angry that we only had the first episode. I was like, where's the rest of it?
Well, I think you'll be able to stream it at some point. Probably at the end, you can binge.
Watch it all.
It's 4 episodes. It is beautifully binge-worthy. So
brilliant.
Very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And great White Cross as well, by the way. Great punch.
Yeah. It's funny that, isn't it? You wouldn't think that of me, really.
It's always the quiet ones, they say, isn't it?
Exactly.
The worm that turned, yeah.
And by the way, he's an amazing gymnast, so there's strength in there. This is what we know about. I'll get him to do a handstand for you at some point.
You need to come
he
back
could
again.
Across the studio
I think
on his
so.
hand.
Come back again.
Do my one-handed handstand.
Thank you
Love you
so
so
much.
Jason.
Now, in 2017, then 19-year-old beautician Scarlett Lee decided to try her shot at fame when she auditioned for The X Factor.
Yeah, 7 years later, and she is about to take on the States in American Idol.
You hugging Lionel Richie?
What? I know! How is that my life?
Oh, it's so nice to see you again.
Damn it, I'm going to get emotional. It's so lovely to see you, honestly, and you, Josie.
Oh.
Thank you for having me.
Scarlett Lee, when you came in, it was so beautiful because you've obviously been reunited with Dermot. You've been reunited with, Dermot's makeup team.
Sarah,
and
yeah.
It was so lovely to see you all reunited. You could see what a family that you were back then,
Still are.
Yeah.
It was though, wasn't it? It was a very tight, like ship. And it was... The thing is, when you tell us, when you came on The X Factor, when you get to the studio, you're just surrounded in that bubble of love, really, aren't you?
And you stay there, and you continue to make friends and you take those friends with you for life and you don't get to see them all the time.
Yeah.
But when you do, the emotions, I'm so overwhelmed because Dermot is such a big part of our household. My mum and dad love him.
I love
There's
your
pictures of him everywhere, Honestly, it's like the Hall of Fame of Dermot. We love you.
So you first went on X Factor in 2017, and then you went back in 2018.
I did.
So how did you find your first ever experience of X Factor?
I think I was young, so I was trying to grow up and trying to learn stuff and go through life. I wanted my drink, but I didn't really know who I was, And being sent home, obviously, I realised I needed to get it together, big time.
You got sent home in the 6-chair challenge,
I did,
didn't you?
yeah.
And who sent you home?
Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne,
yeah.
the Queen, yeah.
How did that feel, being sent home by Sharon, then?
I loved it, actually. I got sent home by Sharon Osbourne. No, at the time, it was devastating. But I've got to be honest, I was so lucky to be there, and it just gives me fuel to my fire, really. I carried on from there.
It's funny though, when people sort of when people go away and come back, they either went away, worked hard, came back, or went away, did nothing and came back. But you went away, grafted, came back. So I remember everyone saying, "Oh, in a year she'll be magnificent," and then you did, and you came back, and then Simon obviously just absolutely took you under his wing, didn't he?
He did. I'm so grateful, and that whole situation was a whirlwind, and I still don't get it. I've made the best friends, and it's just been the best experience ever.
Do you know what I do? I do, Scarlett, because you've got a magic about you. And
got lovely energy, isn't she?
Yeah, and you know what? You get those knockbacks in life. You get people telling you no, and it's how you react to those people telling you no. It's how you react to those knockbacks. And like Dermot said, you've got yourself better, you've got yourself stronger, and you've come back fighting. I mean, you're a real inspiration.
Thank you so much. I didn't think I was going to get emotional. Here we are. Thank you so much, Josie. That means a lot.
Just fill in the gaps now. So, finished X Factor, came second.
Yeah.
Did so well. And then what happened between them and now?
I had a battle with anxiety, went for a tough breakup.
And is that because, like we talked about the bubble, and then you're out the other side of the bubble?
Damn it, I went to bed with like 100 followers and woke up with over 100,000. My life changed overnight, you know, and it was absolutely incredible, obviously. But with that comes the downside. I had to deal with online trolls of, oh, she looks like this, and body image, and it was just a lot to deal with. So I had a long battle with anxiety and depression, and that's why I didn't do music for some time.
Yeah.
Well, we are happy because you've got a brand new single out now. Shall we have a little look?
Yes, please.
One for you there. Very emotional. Really emotional. What was the inspiration behind that, Scarlett?
It was my life, everything that I've been through, and it was my comeback song again, to just let myself know that I am worthy of something, and if I want people to connect, it has to come from the heart.
You've got the most insane voice, Sky. You always have had. But I remember, like, you know, when you remember that first time you got sent home and stuff, you just got to just hone it a little bit more. And now, how old are you now?
26.
Right, so you feel like you've lived a life and you've come out the other side. The voice is incredible.
Yeah.
Where did the idea to do Idol come from? So, is it just like another shot at obviously it's huge. It's the biggest show in the world, right?
It genuinely is, and to be honest, I feel like the luckiest girl to have performed in front of those three icons, and it was a dream, massive dream, and to be given that opportunity, I didn't care if I was getting a no. Like, I was there, and I'm a British girl trying to be accepted in America, and the love that I've received from that it's overwhelming, you know.
Isn't it?
This is home.
You brought Katy Perry to tears.
Katy Perry was crying over me.
Can you believe it?
I was like, what's going on? It was, I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but I am so grateful that it did.
Oh, I love it.
So where are you in the competition now?
I'm going to Hollywood, baby.
So what happened there? What we just saw, what happened there? They gave you this, is that like the golden buzzer, basically?
Ticket, yeah. So it's basically, like that sort of version.
Yeah.
And it gets you through to Hollywood Week, where you perform again in front of the icons. Not nervous at all, like shaking like this. But yeah, that's the next stage.
But, you know, America is absolutely massive. You think of all the talent there, and then you've got that far in American Idol. You should be so proud of yourself,
honestly, no matter what happens, I'm just grateful to have done that. Like, it's so many great opportunities, and I get to sing in front of those people, and Katy Perry and Lionel and Luke Bryan. Like, how is that my life?
What's it like, you know, the audition process for American Idol compared to the X Factor?
I think, you know, the core of it is still the same. It's still a talent show. But I will say, for me, I think I was like, oh, it's going to America. How are people going to understand that this is my dream? But I really wanted to live that American dream. Oh, there are obviously differences, but Idol was full of so many great, talented people.
What's that like? Is it intimidating?
Oh, I'm like everybody's biggest fan. So I'm like, yeah. And then afterwards, I was like, whoa. You know, seeing all these people go in and move in the judges, I was like, I hope I can have that, you know, touch on the judges as well.
Yeah. But Scarlett, you're a grafter. That's what we love about you.
Thank you.
You are, though, because it wasn't just about, oh, come on, be famous. It was far more than that for you.
Thank you.
This is what your vocation is. You love singing.
I just want to do music that I love and work with great people and
you know, you said you're destined for greatness, and you truly are.
You
know what? You definitely got a magic about you. Now, you're so cute.
She is adorable, I know. You set her off in a heartbeat as well. Give her a cup of tea, she starts crying this one, honestly.
I want a tissue company to sponsor me, guys, for my tears just lately.
No, your new song, One For You, it is out now, so very best of luck.
Thank you, Scarlett. Best of luck with Idol as well.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you guys.
No, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Now, our next guest is a judge on the Great British Bake Off alongside Paul Hollywood, but now Prue Leith has taken over Saturday mornings as well with her brand new cookery show.
Yeah, it's lovely. Serving up an array of mouth-watering meals from her beautiful home in the Cotswolds. Prue's got just the recipe for your weekend.
I'm Prue Leith, cook, restaurateur, cookery school founder and writer of 15 cookbooks.
Looks good, doesn't it?
I'm in my 80s, so I haven't got time to waste. This series is all about the things that really matter to me. Family, fun, food, and friends. And some of those friends will be joining me. We'll be sharing simple, home-cooked recipes.
I don't normally tell people about that bit. Only people I like.
And my long-suffering husband, John, is coming along for the ride. Can you make that?
Under instruction.
Welcome to my Cotswold kitchen.
And Prue joins us this morning. And it is actually your house, isn't it?
Yes, it is my house.
It's actually your house. It's actually... Because I always think all the best stuff happens in the kitchen. The chats, the food, the wine.
Absolutely.
Has it been fun shooting it at your place?
It has been, you know, and one of the best things about it has been, you know, that normally if you're filming, you have to get up at 4:45 in the morning to travel an hour and a half to get there. I wait for Bambi, my makeup lady, to bang on the bedroom door and say, it's 8 o'clock, get up.
She's like Bette Davis or something.
I love it. The fact that you have a makeup artist called Bambi as well just adds to the glamour for me, Prue. It really adds to the glamour. Can we just have a little mention, because you live in a beautiful part of the world in the Cotswolds.
Beautiful.
And your house is a house that you and John built yourselves, didn't you?
We did.
Because it is, I mean, it's an important ingredient in the recipe of the show, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is. And, you know, I think there's nothing such fun and so satisfying as nesting. You know, making your perfect nest. And we both have similar taste. And so the whole way through lockdown, we were building our new house. So neither of us regretted leaving the house. I mean, I had lived for 48 years in my previous house.
Wow.
So it would have been a big wrench, but because we have the new house to think about.
Yeah.
And I love that house. It's very, very modern. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, my God, you can't build something like that in the Cotswolds.
Why not?
But we got planning permission with no trouble at all.
Yeah,
beautiful.
It is beautiful. And John is a big part of the show too.
I know. I'm beginning to think he's too much of a big part of the show.
No, he's brilliant. When he comes with his champagne Twizzler to get the bubbles out...
It's monstrous,
I think it's sacrilege.
Of course it's sacrilege.
But he insists that when you throw a dinner party, everybody comes with him and his little
I know.
stick.
He takes the bubbles out of champagne. I mean, as I said, that, you know, the makers of the champagne have taken 10 years to get those bubbles in there.
And he wants to remove them.
And he wants to remove them. It's absolute sacrilege. If I'd known he had that twizzly thingy, I would have made sure it wasn't...
So you didn't know he got that?
I had no idea he was going to do
And is that the technical term, the twizzly thingy?
I think it's called...
a debubbler.
A twizzler.
A twizzler.
Anyway, whatever it is.
But the two of you, what is clear, Prue, is the two of you are a great team. You know,
we do have a good time. And we have a very happy time anyway. I mean, he's mostly in the garden and I'm mostly in the house. But we did it all together. And you know what's been fun about this show particularly is that, you know, in most cookery shows, the home economists come with a sort of backup chickens and backup everything so that you can make a mistake and then get it absolutely perfect. Well, we didn't have time to do any of that. We just charged on. And so we never, ever cooked anything twice.
Really?
I just did it on camera.
Yeah.
And if it didn't work, tough. And so quite often it goes slightly wrong. And there am I saying, I mean, there's a moment when I'm trying to tell the whole world how to take a mango skin off the mango on a glass. And I mess it up. It doesn't work. And so I say, oh, well, that didn't work. And so I give the other half of the mango to John, and he does it perfectly.
Oh.
I mean, it's pretty irritating.
Darn it.
And he'd never done it before.
Darn it. But I think that's what's so lovely about the show as well. It's just how personal it is. It's kind of your house, John's there, you're twinkling away at each other and making jokes with each other. And then you have your friends come in.
Yeah.
And it's kind of... I saw the one as well where Sandy was creating a recipe from Enid Blyton that she found. It doesn't feel like a normal... It feels incredibly personal.
Well, it is. I mean, nearly everybody that we invited were friends of mine.
Yeah.
Or they were people who lived in the Cotswolds.
Yeah.
And we did a lot. There's a strand to it, which I was very keen to have, which we called Food Heroes, which were the best cheese maker and the best bread maker and the best preserve maker or whatever in the Cotswolds. So, because the Cotswolds, we're really lucky because we do have fantastic farmers. They're all small farms. mostly family.
And to be able to support that and promote that is wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good fun.
Absolutely.
There was big concern in the This Morning team at the start of this week, Prue, when there was rumours that you were leaving Bake Off. Now, we need to put these rumours to bed. What is the truth here, Julie?
Absolutely not true at all. I'm still doing the Great American Baking Show. I'm still doing the Great British Bake Off, which is the two main shows of Bake Off. What I'm not doing this year is the celebrity one. Yeah. And it's mainly because these things are filmed back-to-back the whole way through the summer. So you start in April and you end at the end of August. And honestly, you get no time off. And so I'm getting a bit old, and there are places I want to go to and other things I want to do.
It wasn't that... So you've done the most recent version of Celebrity Bake Off. Dermot is in it. You know, we're looking forward to hearing it. I was wondering, Prue, whether it was because you'd peaked. You realised now that Dermot's been in it, you don't need to do it anymore. You've had your favourite celebs in.
Well, no, I don't think so much that. I really don't think it's so much that. I think... yes, I mean, I'm in this year's Celebrity, the ones that we're seeing now.
Yeah.
But I won't be next year.
And how did Alison get on in your kitchen? I saw the brownies. They look delicious.
Do you know, Alison has now made that brownies on television so often. I think it's high time she learned to make something else.
We'll tell her when I see her.
Anyway,
she
is such fun. I mean, she's wonderful on Bake Off. She was wonderful in my show because Alison cannot be anything but herself.
No.
You know from this morning.
100%.
She can't be directed. She just does what she's going to do. I remember
the director just said, you were telling me.
When she first came onto Bake Off, one day she said to a baker, on her first morning, she said, well, that's so delicious. She said, I can tell you something. You're not going home, she said. I said, Alison, he might... You know how Bake Off works.
Yes, of course.
The next day, you can have a terrible day.
Oh.
You can't promise him he's not
going
home.
I love you have to tell her off.
Yeah, exactly.
Prue, we're out of time. Thank you for coming in. Best of luck with the series as well. It's absolutely delightful, isn't it?
Beautiful. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you love it.
Thank you. That show looks like so much fun.
Hi, by the way.
Hi.
So nice to see you two. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's lovely hanging around here today. It's been like watching TV whilst being on TV.
Yeah.
So
but not having any of the responsibility,
exactly. It's been lovely. Thank you.
It looks so much fun.
So we shot it last autumn.
Yeah.
And it's one of those shows, you know, you're so fortunate every now and again to get a show that just lands in your lap.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, please.
Yeah.
I've been supporting the RNLI for a very long time. I grew up in Colchester, it's about 10 miles from the sea, so it was always a constant growing up for me. And then my family in Ireland and the southeast of Ireland have always, you know, been fundraisers and supporters of it. So it was one of those shows that it made, and I love my history, so it just made so much sense to me to do. And then we shot the same really small crew. We travelled around the country. We swam in the morning. We
were reading about that.
You know, and we found out there's just these unbelievable stories. Because in your head, you think the RNLI at wartime, OK. I mean, the premise, the starting point's fascinating because, for 5.5 years, the world is imploding and, you know, is in conflict. And you have these kind of small band of what I've found out quite quickly to be basically Dad's Navy, who are out there, and their sole purpose is to save lives at sea without fear or favour. So it doesn't matter
where your soul
comes from. And this is from 1824. These are the principles it was founded on.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter if we're at war with you, what colour your skin is. If you're in the water, we're getting you out.
So during World War II, they would pick up
anyone.
Wow. That bit I didn't know.
That was the whole... And they got a lot of, pushback for it.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm sure. Yeah.
But that's their whole thing, without fear or favour. If you're in the water, we want to get you out.
It is. The RNLI is an extraordinary organisation, something I'm very passionate about as well. Like you, Dermot, my family are in a small fishing village in Cornwall, in North Cornwall, and the the lifeboat going out in Port Isaac when we were kids was the most exciting.
Yeah.
It's different now because they're all on pages, but the rockets used to go off, and if one rocket went off, it meant the helicopter was going out. If 2 rockets went off, it meant that the boat was going out, and we'd run down the hill into the village to watch the guys getting dressed up and go out.
And the thing, I think the thing you could probably equate it to is like the fire service. So as well, so it's very open, right? So you know, when I was a kid in Colchester, the fire service would open up once a year. You used to
go and have a look.
The Isle is exactly the same. So if you're down there on a coastal day, you know, on a nice day down on the coast rather, you can go in and, you know, to a point, have a look, and they're so welcoming and open. But I always thought it would be centred, this documentary would be pretty much centred around the southeast of England and confined to the early part of the war, which was, you know, the 1939, 1940s, so Dunkirk and Battle of Britain and so forth. And obviously, a big part of that was what the show's based on. But then we went down to Cornwall. So the preparations for D-Day, they were needed down there. We were down in Mousehole, in the Penlee lifeboat. We were up in Aldborough. We were over in the Channel Islands in Guernsey. So there's so many different
family members as well,
so
didn't
nice.
you? How did you do that?
So,
You had proper Miss Marple.
Long story. My great uncle Steve emigrated from Ireland to Guernsey, met a local girl, became a tomato farmer. My mum and dad went there on the honeymoon. It was the first holiday outside Ireland we went to as kids. And I was there and I said, cool, my mum was like, do you think Auntie Daph's still around? And she said,
Auntie Daph?
Yeah, Auntie Daph.
Daphne.
And my mum gave me a street name and a house name. And I'm like, I'm never going to find that. And I had about an afternoon off and I drove around and I found it. And she wasn't there. I left a little message for her, and she called me the next day.
How old is she now?
She passed about 2 or 3 weeks after I saw her. She passed away. So it was so lovely to sort of go there and see her. And
she was in her 90s?
Yeah. There she is, and hooked up with her and had a, you know, and then speaking to my cousin Maureen sort of since. And it was really lovely. And she was, you know, sharp as a tack. It was so nice to see
that's
her.
lovely.
And so you had this amazing sort of process of going around the UK and working out how embedded and integrated the RNLI and the lifeboat is to all those communities.
Well, and that's the key. The interesting thing is there isn't really a central museum or a central archive, which is both a help and a hindrance, but it's a help in the sense that when you go to these stations, Margate, Aldborough, Guernsey, Penlee, you have these incredible stories that are right there.
Very specific to the areas,
right? So I'll meet a coxswain that maybe has just retired, whose grandfather went to Dunkirk, and he will have the same notebook. So he'll be getting out. So I'm literally reading these pages of basically the report of what happened. So you know, I stood on the Reculver Cliffs with Chris Samwell, and we looked out, and he was just saying, oh, you know, 1939, 1940 here. German Messerschmitt shot down over there, and then my grandfather launched and
to smell the sea
you're there,
air
same
and be
cliffs,
there.
same sea, same sky.
And it goes through generations as well. They all do it.
Yeah.
So it's on tonight.
Tonight, 9 o'clock, BBC
Amazing.
2 and iPlayer. Yeah, it was a privilege to do, honestly.
Can't wait to see it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Amazing.
Thank you for coming in. Oh, so good. And Sir Rod Stewart and Jules Holland join us now. Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Couldn't be better.
I mean, you really couldn't be better. This album, Swing Fever, #1.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't be better, could it?
Well, we were hoping for a top 5. We were knocked out when it got to #1.
Couldn't believe
We actually went out and got drunk, would you believe it?
I can't believe that.
Never.
By way of a change.
But you know what? I think it just sounds like you're having the best time on this. As though you've, like, rehearsed it and then just let it all go and everybody's had a great time.
I think we sell, you know, these days, I think the expression of joy isn't the thing you always hear in music.
Yeah.
And that's what came out of us. But we didn't sort of plan. We didn't sit down and say, let's express all this joy. It just came out, didn't it? It's just great. It was like when we first went in the studio, I was thinking, well, is this going to work? And the band start playing and I look in the control room and he's in there.
Going for it.
Like, everything's going to be OK. You know?
Having a boogie.
Exactly. If you have a boogie, everything will be all right. So, yeah, it couldn't be better. And all of those feelings of joy are in there. And I think in a rather miserable world at the moment, it's nice to just have a moment of that.
Agreed.
Real escapism.
For sure.
Couldn't have done it without this band, though, and without this man.
So am I right in saying, Rod, that you'd sort of laid down a few tracks thinking about it, thinking this doesn't sound quite rough enough, and where am I going to get my rough from?
Yeah,
and you thought, I know just the man.
Started in Los Angeles with session men.
Yeah.
And I think there's the big difference. This is a proper band. They play together for years now. So I called him up just before Christmas. I said, do you want to make a record? And he didn't believe it was me, and the rest is history. What happened?
I thought it was bogus because I've met Rod a couple of times over the years, but I didn't really know him. And his voice says, "Hello, it's Rod Stewart." And I, "Oh, yeah." And, I said, "Do you want to make a record?" And Happy Christmas. Yeah, thanks very much. Do you want to make a record? So I thought, well, that's straight in there. I said, yeah, sure, OK, well, let us know, won't you? Put the phone down. But it really was him. So, anyway, we got together and it was like... I've been following and listening to him forever.
Yeah.
One of the few singers in the world that can sing any sort of music and connect, as you saw in that video there, and connect it straight to the hearts of people.
Yeah.
So, and also understands, as well as understands the song, really, more than probably any other living singer. He understands the song. So, and also understands boogie music because he's started off, like me, with the London Blues. So the idea of doing a record really excited me. So I was then thinking, I rather wish I hadn't slammed the phone down because maybe I could
should have organised some dates a bit more.
Clarify this a bit more, yes. Yeah.
He also has that incredible mischievous side.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Which hasn't left at all. Is he all right to record with? At some points, do you have to go, now, Rod, behave. We've got to get this done.
No, I leave that to Penny.
Oh, OK.
She's the person,
she cracks the whip.
I'm not the... Yeah, exactly.
She's a constable in the
Yes,
police.
she is, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do as I'm told.
She's a fine lady.
She speaks
She's
well
wonderful.
of you.
She is
wonderful.
she's a smasher. And she's
Steady, the show's about us.
And
I was about to say, she's a cameo in the video too, in
She
Penny's
is.
Bit Right.
And we got on very well because, of course, she is in the police, but I'm in the jazz police. So we improvise.
How did the casting for this go, Rod, when you realised that Penny was going to come in and be in this video?
Well, I think I asked the director if she could be in it, and he went, well, I was going to ask her anyway. But as far as the casting goes, the 3 girls in the red dresses are in my band anyway, and the rest of it is Jules' band.
And Jeremy Deller, who's a fantastic contemporary artist, one of the Turning Point, he did the video, but he said, he just had this, he understood us, and also he's a great Rod fan, which is why he did it.
Oh, amazing.
And I think he could hear the joy in it, which I think connects in that. It's quite...
Yeah.
It was lovely after... It went so quick, didn't it? Everything goes quick like that when you're having fun.
Yeah, you're just really enjoying yourselves. It's one of those records that you play before you go out.
Couple of glasses.
Yeah, get yourself ready.
You're not driving.
Exactly.
I know what you mean.
Get yourself ready. Are you going to perform on tour, or are you not doing that anymore? I know you've performed a couple of times together.
Both of our calendars, thank the Lord, are very full the rest of this year. So maybe next year, and because the album's done very well globally, so we can consider it, and we're going to have talks after the show.
Are you
we're going to have talks after the show.
You're going to do it?
We're going to have a summit.
Will that be in a bar somewhere?
It might be. A summit is a drink, isn't it?
Yes, it is exactly what it is. Am I right in saying, that, Jules, that this was your very first #1 album?
Yes, an incredible thing for me, which is what this man has brought to me. You know, Squeeze had #2s. I've sold records with my big band. Have had records that sold quite a lot, but never a #1. So it's really gratifying for me, and I'm very grateful that Rod wanted to sing with us because it brought out the very best in us. Because the thing that he wanted was what we did. It wasn't like, can you sort of alter it to make it... He wanted actually us, what we did. And I'm so pleased that sound has connected with everybody. And it's only because of the way that his voice connected that has made it all happen. So it's been a pleasure all round.
And you also connected over your model trains, I hear.
Yes,
is that correct? Would that be correct?
Now, it's not particularly rock and roll,
it
though.
Isn't, but I like the idea of it.
It's funny you should say that. It's bloody...
Oh, that's it. You're cancelled. You're off.
That's it. Give up.
20 years ago, I decided I was tired of being in the closet about model railroads, and I came out and I let cameras in to take pictures. And I'm glad I did, you know, because I'm so proud of what I've achieved. We both are. His layout is sensational.
But the thing is, I have to say, when I did first...
That's his layout.
I did meet Rod at a do somewhere. I can't remember. And I said, you've got a layout. And he said, yeah. I said, I've got one too. But I was treated with suspicion. It wasn't, it's great. Really? It was, well, what gauge? I mean, there was a few... But once I got past the questions, it was great.
You've got to prove your credentials.
I wasn't just like sort of a bogus. But he's got a skyscraper that's over 6 foot tall.
It's taller than my wife.
Yeah.
It's HO scale.
Yeah.
Right.
But, you know,
but it's over 6
See, they're
foot tall.
talking in tongues now. It's like a layout and
back to the audience.
I said to him that you've got to, for a structure that's over 6 foot tall, You actually do have to have planning permission for that, for this little building that he's doing. But he thinks he's got the planning committee in his pocket because they're only that big.
Got that through, Jules. But that is genuine. You've been doing it for how long now, your model training?
35 years.
35 years.
Longer.
Probably longer, yeah. It's been with me all my life, on and on.
How big are those old locos you made?
Tell me how
long time.
God, how big is your setup? Just try and explain how big your setup. I mean, it is.
Mine's about longer than this whole studio.
60
odd feet by 35 feet wide.
Amazing. The other thing that Rod loves is football.
Oh, yes, I know that.
Many years ago, I came to visit you and Penn at your house in Epping, where I grew up, and I got to go and play football. Is it a clip? We're going to show a little clip of One Night Only with Rod Stewart when I got to go and play football with Rod himself.
So, and here she is.
Wow. You've got training walls.
Oh, don't mess about. My free kicks.
It's like a carpet.
Taking pictures.
That was a blinding effort.
I loved the first words out of his mouth, though, were, you're a rugby player, right?
Yeah, exactly. But, that setup there, for me, was... Forget your model trains. You had changing rooms. You had all the big teams came down and played there as well.
Yeah. Celtic came down and trained pre-season. They came down and trained twice. Liverpool came down here. Newcastle. There was a couple of championship teams that I turned down. I said only take Premiership, but they would use it pre-season.
Yeah,
it was like Wembley, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was perfect.
It was absolutely amazing. You still playing? You still doing it? Having a kickabout?
Kickabout with the boys. I've had to have a knee replacement, so my competitive days are over. But I've had some wonderful years playing football. I do miss it.
I bet you still get stuck
I
in,
do.
knee replacement or not.
Still get... Last time I saw you was at Soccer 6.
It was.
Remember?
It was. And then I saw you on the aeroplane. You got your own leopard print blanket you took on with you.
That's right, yeah.
It was lovely.
Do you still travel with a leopard print blanket?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I'm very fortunate. I travel everywhere privately. So...
you get looked after.
You know, I've earned the money. I can spend it on what I want.
Including potholes, Rod. We understand you've been mending the potholes in Harlow?
Yeah. I was driving my Ferrari and it got stuck in a pothole. So I decided to go out and fix it myself.
And the local council were thrilled, I'm sure, that you did all the hard yards.
They weren't amused, I can tell you, because we didn't use the proper stuff.
There's nothing like a bit of DIY.
Yes,
absolutely.
At least you had a reflective jacket on there as well.
Yeah, high vis. Safety first.
Safety first.
Gents,
thank you, guys.
Thank you. It's really a real treat to have you both in. Loved it. Really loved the album. And definitely get that summit going. People want to see you perform.
Well, good luck to you too.
Yes, I hope the show goes really well.
They're the best.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thank you.
Round of applause for them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, look, the whole crew. Well done.
I love you. Love them.
Because so far, nothing. We haven't cancelled you.
Not yet. Rod's done his best, but not yet. We've still got.
And we are delighted because Sally joins us now. Sally, did you ever put your feet up? You were here not long ago, weren't you, with Madame Blanc Mysteries?
I bet you think I'm a celebrity stalker, don't you? Just, can I come in?
You've been hanging around here since then.
Can I come in?
Love Rat, talk us through it. Talk us through the storyline.
So it's a fantastic script by Polly Buckle, and it's just... Basically, it's about this woman who has had a really... She's absolutely in love with her husband, but her husband's constantly doing business deals that go wrong, and she just can't take it anymore. Played by the brilliant Neil Morrissey, basically she's got this she divorces. She's got this holiday time. She just goes to where she's always gone in Cyprus, and she's there, and she meets this other divorcee. She thinks this lovely bloke who owns the hotel, and they get on and they have a lovely time, and basically fall madly in love. She thinks.
Yeah.
And that's where the rot starts. And it's just such a horrible thing that happens to her because he steals her heart as well as her money. But that's not what the story's about. That's literally in the first step. It turns into this really dark psychological drama and you go down a million... I love that. I can't stand at the moment when you get a bad ending. And you've given all that commitment in, and then you get an ending and you go, is that it? You know, I've been busy. What's this? I read the scripts and the ending, I went, oh!
Yeah.
Right. You know, and I write mystery, so I was like, I didn't see that one coming. It was great.
How many episodes is it?
4, so it's over every night.
Oh, great.
So it's like one of them, you know, and that Channel 5 do so brilliantly, like over every night. So, yeah, I was really excited to do it, you know. So it was Neil Morrissey, Gerald Kidd, who's absolutely lovely. And we just had a great time doing it, but it's dark. It's, Yeah, it's dark.
I love the ones where... I just love the ones where you just never know what's around the corner.
It really goes like that, honestly. You go down there, because I was like that with the script. Oh, wow. Oh, I thought, I have to do this, aren't I? Can't wait.
Nice.
It's great.
You're producing as well?
I'm not producing this one, no. I've got the next clapperboard. I've produced it. Yeah, Mr. Andy Morgan produced this one. So, yeah, I didn't do it, no. I just was a nice, lovely actress on this.
Is it quite nice not to be producing and actually you can just turn up and go, I'd have to worry about that or that?
Then again, when you see it, you go, you earned your money.
Sally, we've got to ask, happy to say, and happy International Women's Day to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I mean, you've been incredible in the industry. Can you just tell us what was it like starting out in the industry? You know, as a woman.
Honest to God, you can't believe it, and Dermot will know this as well. You see it, and because I've been knocking around for 25 years now, and you know, you used to go on set in some things, and they'd like pat you on the bum, and you know, and say, "Have you put a bit of weight on?" And
never,
always, constant, and you know, and I think when I started off in the early days, it was sort of like the ladette time. So it was almost like a inverse feminism, like you weren't one of the lads if you didn't get your kit off or if you didn't do this. And it was just to drive me insane because I thought, could you sort of pressured into that kind of thing? I mean, I was a little bit older when I started, but I saw it happening and it's so different now. It's so different now. And we're not there by any stretch of the imagination. You know, for example, there's only 14% of women writers do primetime television in this country, which is ridiculous. That's different in every other country. It's only 14.
Would you put that? Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. I think people get very scared because it's so hard to get anything commissioned. I think they get very scared, so they go back to their type, which is naturally, normally male. There has been, you know, and then they've got, there's these very famous women. So, I mean, when we wrote Madame Blanc, we are of a very, very, very small percentage. And I think it's ridiculous because there's so much amazing female talent out there, writing-wise, and women write brilliantly for women, you know.
And well done you, because you've got your own production company.
Yes.
And you like to run it in a very female way.
Very much so. Saffron Cherry is our production company, and I like to put women of a certain age on the television.
Yeah.
I like to put women of diversity on the television. And I also, because once you do that, you see, in a mainstream thing like Madame Blanc, it becomes normal.
Yeah.
So, because nobody says, oh, look, all these women of a certain age. Nobody says, look at all these men of a certain age on the television, do they, ever?
No.
That never happens. Oh, isn't it brilliant? And once that question, once we stop talking about it and it becomes normal, then I'll be happy. Probably not in this generation, but...
Is that a struggle to do that? Or do you... Like you talked about how far the world's changed in 20 years.
It has.
Is that door far easier to open now, to get a middle-aged woman on television?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the talent in this country, good Lord, yeah, definitely. And the thing is, people are finally realising that women want to watch women who look like themselves.
Yeah.
You know, so that's there's so much choice in television now.
Yeah.
So we're just making that content for me, really, for us, you know, for those women. And they usually control the remote, which is great.
Sal, I mean, it must be an honour to be in a position as a woman that can do that for other women.
Yeah.
I mean, how does it make you feel?
I feel very privileged, and I feel like... And it's a door you can't go through as well, back through, because I was convinced by my business partner, Caroline, to do this, you know, because I was like, well, I'm just an actor. And then when you start doing it, you think, well, I've done this for 20 years. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, I've read thousands of scripts. I've been on thousands of sets. You know, of course I know what I'm doing. And I think that's a problem sometimes with women, which thing we're going to talk about in a minute. Women don't feel they're not encouraged by people. Men are brought up to think, of course I can do it, even though they can't, you know, whereas women are, well, I'm not quite sure. And that's got to change, I feel.
How do you change that? Like, what are the big steps, do you think?
Well, I've got to... Can I talk about my...
Oh, you definitely can,
so,
yes.
Basically, I am president of a thing called the Women of the Year Awards, and it's essentially a room full of women that we meet every year. It's on the 11th of October at the Etihad, Man City. Yes, City. We've gone to Manchester. And basically, what happens... I went there in 2018 to present an award. And it's a room full of CEOs, of female CEOs from the construction company, from retail. It's not about turns like me. It's not about actors and movie stars and stuff. It's just real women, real CEOs. Construction companies, retail, pharmaceutical, cars, proper CEOs that have gone against the grain and are, you know, and they want to encourage their girls from the ground up. So basically we have this awards ceremony where there's 600 women in the room and they literally just support each other. We have inspirational speakers, we have 3 awards. We give charities to the Princess Trust Helping Women awards, and it's just so inspiring, and that's how I try and do it. I try and do it on screen, but also I'm very proud to be the president of this award because we need more of those things
Proper
to
mentorship.
happen. Yeah, mentorship. To say to women, you know, if he's talking rubbish, then tell him he's talking rubbish because you know just as much as anybody else. And I think we're conditioned as children to sort of keep quiet, look pretty, and those days should be gone now. And that's my... Sorry, I'm quite passionate about this.
I love it. Sal, do you know what, Sal? You're a complete icon.
Oh,
you
mate,
are. You
stop
are.
it.
No, you're really inspirational.
You're very kind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For coming
That's very
on and sharing
kind.
that.
I love it here. Don't worry, I won't be here tomorrow.
Unless you've got a TV show, then you're more than welcome to come on and talk about it. Love Rat airs on Channel 5 at 9 o'clock from Monday to Thursday next week. Also available to stream on Wi-Fi. Thank you, Sally.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Sally.
guys.
Thank you. And Neil is here now to tell us why it all starts with a voice. Good morning, Neil.
Good morning.
I mean, you know, you couldn't have 2 different accents on today.
Yeah,
we've got
I
Craig's
know.
Irish, we've got
It's
Mike
lovely.
Bristolian.
Yeah, no, it's great.
They're both real.
Hearing
Neil,
it. I know. You're not putting them on.
I mean, they're all thanking you at their awards ceremonies. How did you get into the industry?
I trained as an actor. First of all, yes, sorry, I'm just getting over the lurgy. I trained as an actor. I went to drama school, and then I went to the Central School and did the voice teaching course. And actually, whilst I was at drama school, my head of voice said to me, I think you're interested in voice. I think that's something you should think about. And when she said it to me, I thought, are you just trying to say that I won't have a career as an actor? Is that what you're steering me in another direction? And actually, after a few years of acting, I realised she was right. Actually, that was something that I wanted to do, you know. And so I trained as a voice teacher, worked in the theatre, worked at the Royal Shakespeare Company, and then went into the West End and did lots of lovely plays. I worked at the National.
So how did you make the transition from theatre then to film sets?
A friend of mine was working on a film, Mel Churcher, and she had to leave the film early. And she said to me, look, I know that you're interested in coming into film and you want to work in film and television. Do you want to come on board and finish off the film? And it was great because she talked me into it. She told me about the etiquette of a film set and how it all worked and where to go for lunch, very important, where to get your sides and so that was my first job. And then I got into doing other TV via that. I did Rome for HBO. That was a big job as well. So
the names are Helen Bonham Carter, Mark Ruffalo, Daniel Craig, Keira Knightley, Hugh Jackman, Saoirse Ronan, Judi Dench. Of course, we saw, what you did, this year as well. Incredible actors, and we presume they can just do these things off the cuff. But they all need help when they're trying these accents, do they?
Yeah. I mean, some come into it with more preparation than others, I think, and some have more of an aptitude for it than others. But they all work hard. They want to do a good job. They want to serve the accent and I think feel a sense of responsibility for it as well,
Particularly when you're telling big stories. I think of The King's Speech, because you worked with Colin Firth.
I did, yeah.
And you helped him with his stutter in that movie. I mean, that's a very different side of it. But he absolutely nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, well, for me, that was interesting because I'm not a speech therapist. That's not my background. So, again, I had help from a friend and colleague, Annie Morrison, who is a speech therapist. She came in, helped me. The British Stammering Association helped as well and gave a lot of advice. And unfortunately, we're very lucky. We still have a lot of those old Pathé newsreels that we could listen to and watch. And it's not just the realisation in terms of speech with a stammer. It's also, there's a great deal of physicality that comes with it as well. So it was useful to watch Bertie and to see
how that manifested itself in his body as well as his speech. And so that was great to work on.
We've got a little clip. I'd like to see it, actually, to remind us.
Yeah, OK, I would.
How does it feel watching that, knowing that you were responsible?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I'm very proud of the film. And it was a great job to do. It was wonderful. And for me, as somebody that works with voice, in a way, it was a project that had at the very centre of it the idea of a voice and a person who didn't have a voice. I mean, physically, emotionally, psychologically, Bertie couldn't find his voice. And through that work that he did with Logue, he found a voice at a time when the nation needed it during the war and needed to hear from him.
How do you start? When someone comes into you and they go, I need to be Australian, Irish, Bristolian, whatever, where do you start?
I think for me, it always feels like I'm starting from the very beginning, even if it's an accent that I know very well, even if it's an actor with whom I've worked a lot, because the challenges are always different. The characters are different, the script is different. And so for me, I always have like a framework, a blueprint of sounds. And then within that blueprint of sounds, there's lots of possibilities. There are lots of choices, lots of subtlety.
Your geography must be amazing.
My geography?
Yeah.
No, it's terrible.
Oh.
No, it's not good at all. But yeah, and then it's that area, it's that sort of territory that I find most interesting, that creative side about, as I'm sure you know, in Bristol, there are lots of different subtleties. There are lots of different... In Dublin, there are enormous.
Yeah.
And no accent sounds exactly the same. If we think about people that we grew up with, I think about people that I was at school with. I grew up in Norfolk. And so, my accent is a bit like that boy. I know, not exactly. I know, it's interesting, isn't it? So, my grandfather used to say, all right, boy, how are you getting on, boy? Nice to see you, boy. And everything was beautiful. And when the coffee shops was first popular, I remember hearing people say, I think I'll have a cappuccino.
I still say it like that.
Roy's a Roxham, a beautiful.
Yeah, that's right, and so, yes, if I think about the people that I went to school with, we didn't all sound the same, even though we had the same, similar upbringing, went to the same schools. We all had different... There are always different subtleties, different pronunciations, different flavour, and that's what interests me in accents.
Is it possible now? Everyone watching at home would love to try something. Is there something quickly you can teach us and the folks at home, an accent we can try to get us through the rest of the morning?
Well, we were listening to the word water, and you were thinking about water. Yeah, water. And water, exactly. Water. So if we think about what I'm doing when I say that word, what's happening is that if you watch my lips really round and find that or vowel.
I hope you're doing this at home.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So if you think about finding the rounding, the movement of the lips, war, and they're doing it behind the camera, I can see. Really finding the lips to really shape that sound. It pulls that or vowel into shape. War. War. And then we're really finding a strong T, the water.
Water.
And unlike your accents, I don't have the R at the end of that vowel. So I just come off of it, water.
Oh, Neil, I'm actually
that was very quick, wasn't it? That was like accent 101 in 1 minute.
I'm actually speaking proper.
So if we base our whole accent for the rest of the show on water...
You'll be fine.
I think I'm going to...
Very good.
I think lots of people will
turn off. I'm going to stay with that, Neil. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been really good.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure.
Thanks, mate. Right now... Those pampered housemaids have it easy compared to the I'm a Celeb campmates. In the jungle, Josie, camp can turn into an old pressure cooker. A bit of tiredness, the odd failed bean fritter. Things can happen, Jose, because last series, Fred and Josie, there were more sparks between these two than the actual fire itself. Have a look at this.
Hopefully this works.
She's got no eggs, she's got no flour, nothing but beans and oil.
The moment of truth, bean fritters.
But I have stopped advising, I have stopped saying anything. I'm just, going with the flow. Go on, Josie. Have fun.
I don't think I can turn them. Don't think it's going to work. No, it's not working. It's not sticking.
Oh,
the fritters were a bad idea. Mission abort, mission abort.
But you know what you can do? You can use the oil that you have there, put it in the beans, not all of it.
No, I'm going to fry the whole lot of it. It'd still be like fried beans, but it's just not sticking together.
very quickly, obviously, she said, I'm aborting the mission. Yeah.
Oh, well, the I'm a Celeb campmate was long away, and there's no bean fritters in sight today.
We should point out you haven't watched. That's the first time you've seen any of this.
First time I've seen any of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but instead, Fred's here to share a family favourite. You've got roast chicken soup and sweet corn on the menu, haven't you, Fred?
Yes.
Why didn't you do bean fritters?
Well, funnily enough, I've been asked, but, you know, it's not my favourite recipe. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a recipe which my dad called is the art of accommodating the leftovers, the art of making your leftovers, you know, nice. So, you know, imagine, for example, you're on a Sunday night, right? You're having a roast chicken, and on Monday, you've got nothing to cook, and you're thinking, what am I going to do? So this is a recipe that you're going to use with stuff that you've got in the cupboard, like, for example, tin sweet corn, or if you want to take a bit more time, you can have fresh sweet corn. So, first of all, simple, you get your chicken and you make a stock out of the...
Can I just ask, you guys okay?
We love each other.
Yeah,
Do you know what?
Of course, Craig.
Just to get that sorted.
It's been really blown out of proportion, hasn't it, Fred?
It has.
Bring it in. Come on.
You love it. How many hugs did we have this morning, though?
Oh, loads, yeah.
Number 7 or 8.
Yeah, because we've been through something a bit spectacular together, haven't we? It was a journey, wasn't it?
I think that people can't understand what it means to be in the jungle unless you are in the jungle.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's called I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here is because you really want to get out of here.
Didn't I ever? Oh, I wish we had this in the jungle. That would have been lovely.
So, look, you've got a roast chicken, you know, it's very, I mean, most people would make, I mean, this is the way to make a stock, is to actually get some raw chicken and make the stock with it. But, you know, in terms of using your leftovers and making the most of your leftovers, there's a lot of flavour here. So what you have to do is just get the meat off the bone like that, put it inside your pan with a bit of water, and then what you do is simply add a bit of onions like this, a bit of thyme, a bit of bay leaves, garlic, just like that, your carrots.
Fred, you know when you've got a leftover carcass on a Sunday, could you put that in this, or does it have to be raw?
Yeah, this is, no, you actually put the leftover carcass.
OK, all right, OK.
This is about using the leftovers and making the most of your leftovers.
OK, yeah. Right.
You know, it's what we used to do in the jungle, you know, to save on everything, right?
Yeah, we made something go about 4 meals along, didn't we?
Exactly that.
Yeah.
So then what you do, basically, you just bring that to the boil and cook it for 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. And you got your stock that's ready. So I'm going to put it here.
Fred, can you remember when you dropped your stock? We won these OXO cubes, and Fred accidentally dropped them in the fire. Can you remember that?
I know. You know what? I was so embarrassed that I did that. I didn't want to say nothing. And then I thought to myself, no, I've got to come clean. I've got to say, I've got to admit to my crime.
Yeah.
And I desperately tried to get the cube out of the fire, and I couldn't because they were totally carbonized.
Can you imagine? Like, you know, an OXO cube is everything in there, isn't it? And I seen you do it, and I thought,
And Tony was so upset. He was so upset. He was so upset. But the day he walked in on the food and we actually ate the food that was under his foot, that was all right.
Yeah,
it was so funny.
He stepped in the food.
I tell you something, you might be eating raw food in a minute if you don't crack on there,
sorry.
Fred. Yeah,
OK, so basically you are making your stock, and what you do after that, while you're cooking the stock and the stock is cooked, you add your sweet corn in the stock like that, cook them for 10-15 minutes.
Right in, yeah.
If you don't have the time, what you can do is have a stock cube like that, in a bit of water, just water and the stock cube. You get some sweet corn in a tin, you drain it, and you put it in there. And once it's finished to cook for about 10 minutes, very simply, you blitz it.
Oh.
You blitz it, and here is one that I prepared earlier.
And the corn thickens everything up lovely, doesn't it?
Oh, lovely.
Lovely sweet corn soup. Now, if you do not have a carcass, maybe, and you just want to make it to elevate a little bit that recipe, you can get some chicken thighs like that, roast them with a bit of garlic and butter, and then you just chop it up. And then the next phase, very, very simple. Here, if I can find my plate. Right, I'm going to plate it.
Cool, it's nice to have a nice meal together, isn't it, Fred?
This is very simple. And you know, when I was thinking about what recipe to cook, I was thinking about you, Josie, because this is a kind of recipe. This is fast food, essentially, right? But this is not, you know, fried chicken or a burger. This is fast food because it takes 10 minutes to do. You come back from work, you want to do a proper meal, you want to cook for your family, and you can either do it 2 ways. Like I said to you, you make your own stock.
That is good.
Or
that is really good.
Basically, simply make a stock with stock cube.
Thanks, Fred. And Fred, both your parents were nurses, so
that's right.
They worked shift work, so you had to kind of learn to cook a bit yourself, but there was always someone at home to help you out, right?
Yes, I mean, I was always in the kitchen watching my parents cook, and my parents can cook the whole of the French repertoire. You know, they are incredible chefs. They used to cook a 3-course meal every single day.
Oh, brilliant.
So, if you like, this was my upbringing with food. Sorry, let me just...
The chicken popped in there just really makes it look like a fancy old meal, doesn't it?
Oh, lovely.
A little bit of creme fraiche.
Yeah.
And I call this a recipe in 3, because really there's 3 ingredients, right? It's a little bit of sweet corn, a little bit of chicken and coriander, and it's just so simple and so easy to make.
Fred, you said you were working with Emma Willis on a project at Netflix. What's happening there?
That's right. It's not on Netflix. It's on Amazon. It's called The World Cook.
Okay.
It's a cooking competition. It's an incredible competition, and we go around the world to find the best chef in the world. The 16 chefs. It's like the Olympics of cooking.
And you and Emma Willis?
Me and Emma Willis.
Nice.
Fred, nailed it. Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great.
Hey, you are.
Good mum.
Wow.
Can't have a meal without a bit of red wine,
I'm
can
so
we?
pleased the world.
Beaucoup.
I'm so pleased the world gets to see that you two are really close pals. You've been actually genuinely behind the scenes, chatting, laughing, hugging. It's good to see. It's good to everyone see that, you know, because Jungle's a pressurised place.
Cheers.
Good to have you back in a happy
is.
place.
Cheers.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Salut.
Oh,
There you
lovely.
go. Nice.
Cheers.
Oh, gorgeous. That is a good wine, Fred. Good soup,
Fred.
good wine.
Well done.
Good company. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, for details of Fred's recipe, check out our free This Morning app. Is in action, and Tucker joins us now. Thank you for coming onto the sofa.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, do you know what? I've been watching The Dragon's Den. I think it's the best yet. I think the pitches are incredible. All your dragons, amazing. And this is your 9th series.
9th series, yes.
Can you remember when you first got the call to do it?
Yeah, I do remember. Through a PR company I was dealing with, and they said to me, they're looking for 3 new dragons. Would you like to go for an audition? I said, I'm never going to get... So that's, why not? So I went for the audition, and it's fine. First time on TV, I'm not... And then I went away, heard nothing for a month, and then I got a call saying, would I go up to Manchester for lunch? I'm in London. Lunch? OK. So I arrived in Manchester. Steve Hadley, who was the producer there, looked at me and said, I want you. I want you on my show. You're going to be a dragon. And that was the beginning.
I like the way you had to pitch for it. There's a certain irony that you had to, face a TV dragon to get a TV job.
Do you know, at the time, I felt there must be auditioning 100 people. I'm just one of 100. So I didn't assume that I'd be offered the position of a dragon.
Do you know why I like you on it? Because obviously your success has mean you know what you're talking about, but, you know, you've had failings in the early years. You know what that's like to recover from failure and the learnings from failure. Talk to us about that.
Well, my business experience goes back 50 years. So I outdo all the other dragons as far as experience, of course. However, I started off in my 20s from being a garment manufacturer, and eventually, in my late 20s, by default, I became chairman of 2 public companies, unique in its day. The second company that I bought into, I did no due diligence. And net assets showed 22 million. We did a review after I invested. There were 12 million in the red. Lost everything. But best experience of my life.
Why?
Because I was young, I wasn't married, I was single, got myself up and said, I'm not giving up. I'm going to carry on. Started all over again.
So those fails have been like a learning curve for you, really? Yeah. Every single fail is a learn.
Look, there's no entrepreneur who hasn't failed.
OK.
And there's no entrepreneur who's a multi-skill entrepreneur who hasn't got a business that's in intensive care. You know, I've got one very close to here already. So the thing about failure is part of being an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Going back to The Dragon's Den, like I said, you know, I think it's the best series yet. I think it's brilliant. But what do you think people can expect from this series yourself?
Well, look, the BBC, your competitor, they've done an amazing job bringing in the different types of businesses that weren't there 9 years ago.
Yeah.
You've got a very varied amount of businesses. And, of course, we've now introduced guest dragons. We've had Emma and Gary on board, which has had a little bit of spice. We've had a new background, and I think we've got a good mix of dragons.
So this is Emma. This is Kim and Khloe Kardashian's business partner.
Yes.
And Gary Neville.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she bought Good American and Skims to the Kardashians.
Correct.
And she comes from quite humble beginnings, which is nice, you know, to see as
from
a
London.
female.
Yeah.
She's
a lovely lady.
And she's built a multi-billion-pound business up like that.
Has she really?
Yeah,
Wow.
she's admirable.
What does Gary bring to it? Tight defence?
Do you know, I got to know Gary quite well. He's a very, very humble, nice guy. And he came across as wanting to do good for Manchester, because where he's from. And Gary actually is, I'm surprised he's got so many balls in the air. He's a real entrepreneur, although he's a football pundit, but Gary's great.
Yeah, very successful media company
Yes.
Gary has, yeah.
What's been your most rewarding investment so far?
Well, rewarding as far as paper's concerned. I think the best pitch that I've ever had, which has been the most rewarding, was Jenna 8. This is where you give Jenna 8 permission to use your cookie and your data, and they sell that, and you get rewards back. So Peter and I invested 30,000 each, for 5% each, which valued the company at 600,000. They just raised new finance at 30 million valuation.
Oh, nice.
So it's only on paper.
Yeah.
The thing about dragons, you do it because of passion. You do it because you want to give back. Yeah, you do it because you want to return on your investment. But
is there any you're still kicking yourself about?
No, I don't kick about anything. Do you know why? If I did that, I'd be kicking about... For me, it's very much, how do I help entrepreneurs grow their businesses? You know? And whether it's in the den or outside the den, it's my passion to help people.
How often is it about the pitch or just you taking Stephen Bartlett down? Or Peter Jones down? I mean, the internal competition must be heavy.
No, look, we have a little expression. What happens in the den stays in the den, and what happens outside the den, we're all friends. As far as the den's concerned, if anybody says to me, he doesn't know anything, that's when I get upset. Because then I just say, I've got 50 years' experience and you've got 3. You tell me who's got more experience.
Do you hang out together outside?
Yes, of course.
Oh, you're all friends?
We're all friends. We go out for dinner every night. We have a chit-chat, and we all keep in touch.
OK, well, send some tip-offs our way, will you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we fancy a slice of the pie. You know what I mean?
Well, you never know. Never know.
Yeah.
Never know.
Thank you so much for coming on,
much.
Tucker. Dragon's Den continues every Thursday night at 8 p.m. on BBC, and it is a fantastic series.
Thank you.
So well done,
I'll pass it on to the other dragons.
Yeah, please
Thank you very much.
Please do. So you can do it that Now, she's one of the most popular stars of Strictly Come Dancing. But just a few years ago, Diane Boswell was in the grip of an eating disorder so severe it actually threatened to destroy her dance career and also left her dangerously close to a heart attack.
With over 1 million people in the UK currently suffering from an eating disorder, Diane has joined forces with specialist Dr. Chucks to tackle many misconceptions surrounding disorders with eating. Now, the pair join us now. Thank you for coming on. Now, Dr. Chucks, you've put this book together, Eating Disorders Don't Discriminate, and there's lots of stories in there. And Diane, you've decided to share your story in that book. And I can imagine this, you know, helping so many people right now because you've just been telling us you're extremely busy. But Diane, can we just start with you? When did it become apparent that you had an eating disorder?
I think when it starts to consume your life.
Right.
So you wake up of a morning and the first thing you think of is, what am I going to eat? How many calories are going to be in that? How much do I need to exercise to burn off those calories? It literally is like a planned thing in your mind that doesn't go away. And that's when you start to go, oh, this is a problem because I'm not thinking of anything else other than that.
Was yours driven, though, by the career choice of dancing? And obviously size was important and they were weighing you at a young age. I mean, it was deep in your subconscious, wasn't it?
I do believe it comes from when I was quite a young girl. And obviously growing up in the dance world, you're thought to look a certain way, and you see all these other, you know, beautiful girls dancing, and you kind of go, I want to look like that, and I want to be winning like they are, and they look a certain way, so I feel like I should look that way. So I think, yeah, it was something from a really young age. And I also went on to, you know, dance in dance companies, and one of those things was like a weekly weigh-in, and I can't tell you how terrifying that was and how much that played on my mind for the whole week, really, when you knew that a weigh-in was coming up. So, yeah, it was quite intense.
How bad did it get for you?
It got to a point where I didn't want to dance anymore. I was afraid to go on stage. I felt physically ill, the thought that my body, I don't even know if I can get through an hour show. And I was known as like the Energizer Bunny. I think that's what I was casted as. You know, she has so much energy, she's always full of life, and that really went away from me. And I had nothing to give on the dance floor, and that really terrified me, and I just couldn't do it anymore.
Well, you need, you know, you're a dancer, you need a lot of energy to be a dancer. How did you get through it, Diane? Because, you know, you're given all these performances every single day, and you've just got nothing in you.
Yeah, exactly. I have quite a strong mind, so I just kept telling myself, you can do it. You just keep going, Diane, keep going. But it was a certain breaking point where my body physically couldn't do it anymore, and that's when I knew I had to go and get help and talk to people.
Dr. Chucks, let's just kind of familiarise ourselves with the language and everything here. There's so much of it going on, but the difference between anorexia and bulimia, what are the prime differences between the two?
So anorexia nervosa is a restrictive eating disorder, just like bulimia nervosa. The only difference is, or one of the key differences, there's a weight threshold for anorexia nervosa, and whereas bulimia nervosa, that's not the case. Often people with anorexia nervosa, like I said, they're kind of smaller bodied, or they are lower on a threshold, if that makes sense. Whereas bulimia nervosa, again, very secretive illness. Actually, probably one of the most secretive, because often it's hard to detect. And statistics on this are kind of inconsistent, because we don't actually know how many are suffering from it. So the key differences are the weight threshold, because you can still have, for example, you can still have purging, which is you can experience that in anorexia and bulimia nervosa. So that's not the key difference.
Purging is when, so you eat a lot and then you vomit?
Not necessarily vomit. That's a common misconception. Okay. It's anything to counteract an input of nutrition. So it could be, for example, I don't know, exercise or whatever it happens to be. Yeah, so those are the key differences.
And that's why I suppose why you've covered so many stories in your book, because so many stories are so different, aren't they, Dr. Chooks?
Absolutely. So the book is basically Eating Disorders Don't Discriminate, a real labour of love. By the way, can I just say thank you for talking about eating disorders outside of Eating Disorders Awareness Week, which finished on Sunday, because often there's radio silence for a whole year until eating disorders. It's such a serious issue. And in the book, we cover 5 key eating disorders, OSFED, which not many people know about, although it's the most common eating disorder category.
What's it called again?
OSFED, so other specified feeding and eating disorders. Then second most common, binge eating disorder. Third most common, bulimia nervosa, which Diane's piece is really powerful. Then fourth most common, which gets a lot of airtime, understandably so, because it claims the lives, unfortunately, of more mental health illnesses than any others, anorexia nervosa. And then the fifth one, ARFID, avoidant restrictive food intake disorder, which was coincidentally the theme of this year's Eating Disorders Awareness Week.
I tell you, these darn phones have a lot to answer for, because there's calorie counters on them, there's step counters, then there's all the social media where you're looking at photographs, you're comparing and contrasting. For young people, and not just girls, young boys as well, around that 16 years old age group, I'm hearing a lot of stories of a lot of eating disorders, particularly in that area. It seems like the phone's got a lot to do with that, but is that the big danger area? Question to both of you.
I think we are, obviously looking at things and seeing, oh, I could look like that or I could do that. And it is so accessible for us nowadays, which I definitely think could have an impact for sure.
I think more... Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think there's this thing that social media causes eating disorders. It doesn't by itself. It normally sits on top of other things. And, for example, genetics, which we don't often talk about, but genetics is very strongly... And the book does highlight the importance of genetics in the development of eating disorders, but also the social determinants of health. Now we're seeing a lot of poverty-induced disordered eating. So people, you know, maybe cutting here, cutting there, and that can lead to an expression of more serious issues such as eating disorders.
I think it's going to be quite popular today. Is that, you know, you're telling me about stories that you've heard. You know, Mr. Chooks, if anybody's watching today, what should they be looking out for if they think that their child or somebody close to them has an eating disorder, and where can they go for that sort of help?
So, to be honest, it depends on the eating disorder and it depends on the person. Those are it can express differently. But I think the key 3 ways, I guess, to break it down, to make it more simple, is behavioural signs, physical signs, and then psychological signs. So let's start with psychological, with things like anxiety around meals or preoccupation with foods that they may not have had before. Then there's physical signs, for example, fatigue, or, for example, coincidentally on blood tests, if it's men, they might have lower testosterone, or, you know, other things such as... and then you have behavioural signs, such as maybe preoccupation with weighing yourself, or, you know, obsession with calories, as you've mentioned, Craig. But just to be honest, there's so many different signs and symptoms.
And where can they go for help? I mean, we're going to put some on our website, but where would you suggest people
I really
go for help?
appreciate that. For help, I would suggest Beat Charity is a good place to start.
OK.
Also, contacting your general practitioner, your GP.
OK.
That's really, really important, because an eating disorder loves nothing more than to suffer in silence. I mean, you know, to then put the person through suffering in silence and to isolate people. So it's really important to keep the lines of communication open. If there's one random aunt that you trust and talk to, go to that aunt and open up to her or them, because that is important.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Chooks. And thank you for sharing your story, Diane. You know, it's very powerful.
Before we go, Diane, as well, I mean, the numbers suggest that it's just getting worse and worse. There's a lot of parents watching now, looking at the kids, not knowing what to do, not knowing if it's going to end. Look, you've got through it.
I did.
Look at you now. You know, your career's going great. What message would you give to all those worried parents at home at the moment?
I think, for me, it was a big realisation of, like, your body is your tool and we can't do anything without it, and it makes us feel happy. And when we're just feeling terrible and not doing the right things to our body, amazing things don't happen. When I started to really appreciate my body for what it is, I ended up getting Strictly. All these magical things happened because I was just enjoying my body for what it is and not trying to be something that it's not.
Great advice. Great advice. Thanks, Diane.
I know I mentioned kids. It's just that's the spike in numbers of younger people. Obviously, affects adults as well.
Well, it's everyone,
totally. Absolutely.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, if you or a loved one are struggling with an eating disorder and you'd like more information, please head to our Free This Morning app, and there'll be lots of information there that you may need. I mean, what was it like working alongside Millie Bobby Brown? Because we know her from Stranger Things, and she's taken on all these amazing... It's been lovely to see her grow as an actress, hasn't it? What was it like working alongside her?
It's fascinating to watch somebody from that generation, the confidence and strength that these young girls have, and young boys. I was just, like, very impressed with her acting skills, and look at what she's accomplished.
Yeah.
She's, what, 20 years old? She's a powerhouse.
Well, you know, the role couldn't have been suited to two powerful women. Millie and yourself, you've taken on some incredible roles over the years.
Absolutely. I was just wondering, because, of course, you were in Princess Bride at 21, so there is a lot of similarities between the two of you. Were you helping her through it, or is she pretty self-sufficient?
I think she's got it in the can. Yeah.
And I was thinking back to Princess Bride. You had an English accent then, did you?
I did, yes.
Can you still do the English accent now?
You know, my stepfather, who I grew up with, is British. So he made sure I had this accent down before I went to make that movie.
OK, and I was wondering, have you heard Josie's accent?
Where are you from? I was going to ask you.
Do you know what? Every American person that I meet always thinks I'm a pirate. Do I sound like a pirate to you?
Well, you sound Irish.
Do I sound Irish? I've always wanted to be Irish. I'm from Bristol. So we're like the southwest of the country.
Okay.
Yeah. Does my accent sound funny to you?
Well, it's definitely not American.
That is absolutely
different.
correct.
It's different. Can you do a Bristolian accent?
Oh, I want this accent.
Do you?
It's the best.
Right, so all I'd say is go, I like your socks.
I like your socks.
Oh, there you
Not
go.
bad,
You
yeah.
got it.
I
You
like
got
your
it.
socks.
What are you, though?
I like your socks. Well, I'm a mix. I was born in Manchester, but I've been in London since I was 18, so I'm sort of a mix of the two. So I still have, in terms of accent, the key for me is I say Bath and grass, not Bath and grass.
Oh.
And that's sort of, you know I'm from the north because I'm Bath and grass.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah. I'm terrible at accents. I can only do Bristolian. But, Robin, I mean, with your career, you started off in The Princess Bride. You played Princess Buttercup, 1987. And then you had a massive blockbuster with Forrest Gump. You played Jenny. So because you've had that early start in your career, you've had two major successes. How did that go on, then, to be choosing, roles? Were you very selective after that? Because you've had two major blockbuster movies.
Well, that's sheer luck.
No.
And I feel very blessed.
Talent.
Well, you don't know what the films are going to be when you're shooting them. You have no idea what the response is going to be like, or its success or non-success. And you do feel blessed to have been a participant in two very iconic films. And they're both great.
Forrest
Gump,
I mean, it's a peculiar film in a nice way. And I suspect when you were working on it, it must have felt quite random whether this was going to just flop on its backside or going to be a big hit. Or did you all think it was going to work at the time?
We had no idea. What you felt shooting it, and I do also feel that that's what you feel when you look at this film, even today, is that it's sentimental without being cheesy.
Yeah.
We can't have you here, Robin, without talking about House of Cards. I mean, it was just the most amazing political thriller. It's a proper binge-worthy series. After, being on a political thriller like that, would you ever go into politics?
Never. No way.
But you were so good at playing that role.
Oh, people would say, who did you get advice from? I didn't get advice from anybody. All you have to do is watch the news, right?
Yeah. Did you base your character on anyone?
No, it was interesting. David Fincher, who created the look of the show, the tone, everything, he just said, I don't think you need to emulate anybody in particular. What I believe Claire Underwood is what he said, is that she's a bust. Like when you walk into the Capitol and you see all these marble busts of commanding figures. He said, you are the bust. Meaning, to me as an actor, I don't need to move very much. So she was very stoic and stayed, and that's why the costumes were the way they were.
I mean,
it helped me so much.
Lady Macbeth almost, wasn't it?
Literally,
But also,
yeah.
I mean, it was almost an icon of clothing, because the clothing went in with that sort of...
Exactly.
The statue, that solidity. I mean, did you choose the clothes yourselves, or is that all done for you?
Well, we had incredible costume designers, and then eventually it became too overwhelming for them to design for every character in the show. And then Claire Underwood had her own, and it was Kamala Harris. She was unbelievable. So every season, Claire Underwood had a theme. So either we would put gold buttons here that kind of looked like epaulettes, weren't quite sure, because she was in her general phase, things like that.
And you got to direct some of House of Cards as well.
I did. I got to direct, I think, 10 episodes.
Nice.
And it was like going to free cinema school.
Have you got a taste for it now?
I love it. I've got the bug.
Have you?
Yeah.
And what can we expect next from you?
I'm currently doing an Amazon show in England. So it's a British cast, except I'm American in it. And I'm acting and directing and producing.
Are you? I heard that you're meeting up with all the old Forrest Gump guys.
Yeah, we just worked again together.
What are you doing?
Tom and I did, it's a movie called Here. And I think it'll come out this year in the fall.
So you and Tom Hanks
are back? The whole band got back together. Oh. Robert Zemeckis directed it. Eric Roth, who wrote Forrest Gump, wrote it. Yeah, it was incredible. 30 years later, reuniting. It was like no time had passed.
I was about to ask. It was like those, when you see your friends you haven't seen for years, and with 2 minutes in, you've forgotten that you haven't seen each other.
Yeah, there was nothing. There was nothing awkward about it.
Well, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it was
Can we
great.
ask what it's about? Are we allowed to ask?
I'm going to just give you one little... It's never been done before. The way it's shot. So that's its original content. But it's called Here because everything happens over all periods of time in life. Here. That's all.
Is it sci-fi then?
No.
Oh, right. Oh, God, you're so good at keeping secrets.
It's different. It's very different.
Over lots of... We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Oh, I cannot wait for that. Thank you, Robin. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, I love it. Well, Noel's here to tell us more about this new series. Hello! Good to see you. I've missed you.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Hang on a minute.
Hang on a minute. I've been in the Bake-Off tent, Hammond.
We know, we know.
Can't just call me
How
off
are you?
yourself.
I've really missed you.
I can't take this seriously.
I know. This is we're all on the telly now.
I know.
This is crazy.
What happened? That's an
I'm
admin
in
error.
this morning mode now.
Oh, it's different for you. You've got to take
Yeah, a
it
little
seriously.
bit. I have different hats.
Nice cushions. Can I take
Thank
that
you
one
so
with
much.
me?
Yeah, go for it. It's yours.
Okay, yeah.
No, this series, now, you know, it's like you work in telly and you'll see someone doing something, and you think, good on them. But this is, I can honestly say, the first time in my entire career I've seen someone do a show, I'm like, I am actually jealous of you doing this, because this has got it all.
Oh.
You can dress up, period, comedy, great cast. I mean, how long did it take you from writing it to actually getting it on?
5 years.
Wow.
I know. We did a pilot, but then there was the pandemic and all of that stuff, and then there was a few things that put it right back. But Apple has stuck with us, really. They've been amazing.
Yeah.
And,
look at that.
The cast's crazy. There's so many good people in it. You two should be in it. You look great in thigh-high boots.
Well, what I was actually doing there was a slow angle into that. I thought,
for the next series?
Really flatter you, and go, are you doing a series too? I can be a beggar at the side of the road, just lobbing all veg at me.
Just text me up, and I've got loads of thigh-high boots at my house, so if not, just come round and we'll get dressed up.
I am all over it.
So how did you decide to play him? Because essentially he's a murderer, isn't he?
Yeah, he was. I think I've played him in a different way. My character of Dick is vegan. He's a pacifist. His dad was a butcher in real life, and so Mark Heap plays my dad, who's amazing, and my brother plays my cousin Benny. Which is quite weird. And then, so he didn't want to work. He didn't want to be a butcher. So we've made out my character a vegan, and he's a pacifist. He's not very good at riding a horse. He can't fight. He can't do anything really. He's just got ideas.
This is Dick Turpin we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is Dick Turpin. Now, for me, doing this series for yourself, starting off Mighty Boosh comedy, but doing the Bake Off, do you kind of find people now, do you have to remind them you're actually I'm a comedian, I'm from that world?
Yeah, a little bit. I think there's a whole generation of kids that have just seen me in the tent and think that's my house and that I live with Paul Hollywood. I do, actually.
That's the dream.
Do you live with Paul Hollywood?
Yeah, we've got bunk beds. He's top bunk, obviously, but, you know...
But he's really excited about this, isn't he?
He keeps ringing me up and going, I'm so excited. Do you know what? He'd be good in Dick Turpin.
Oh, he'd be amazing.
With his blue eyes.
Yeah. What about Hugh? What's it like to work with him?
Well, Hugh Bonneville was amazing because he was a little bit like Julian Barrett, actually. Similar sort of clown status and quite high status and, you know, pompous. He's good at playing a sort of pompous character. And we were handcuffed together for a whole episode.
How did you find that?
It was slightly erotic.
Yeah. Well, that gives you more free rein, doesn't it, to perform? If he's doing that kind of character, you could be a bit more silly.
Yeah, like childlike. And so we were handcuffed together. We had to actually do a big stunt together, handcuffed together.
Right. Do you do your own stunts or do you have a double?
I did my own stunt, just one.
Yeah.
Do you know how they got us to do it? They just didn't tell us until we got there. We had to jump off like a 60-foot high bridge on wires, and they didn't tell us. They just said, we're just going to get a shot of you up there. And then when we were up there, they went, we're just going to get a shot of you jumping off.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding me? My knees were knocking like in a cartoon, you know, like in a Disney
It's amazing
cartoon.
with telly how they do that, and you go, just jump off there. You're like, and you feel like if you say no, and everyone's like, it's let us down.
I looked down and there was quite a lot of stuntmen down there, like a gaggle of stuntmen.
Going like this.
And I thought, that's too many stuntmen for this. This is going to go wrong.
Not only that, you know, when you're younger, you don't mind doing stuff like that.
Fearless.
When you're in your 50s and you've got 2 kids.
I know.
Luckily, none of us are in our 50s.
Obviously, none of us are in our
When you're 37 and the prime of your life. And so basically, this coat's so thick, I laid it out on the floor so that if the wire snaps, I'd just bounce back up. But you know what's weird is I was thinking, well, if this goes wrong, obviously Hugh will get the front page in the paper and I'll just be a little name in italic.
Yeah, a little footnote.
Don't want to die.
And him from the tent.
It'd be like Hugh Bonneville's gone. Paddington.
You'd be doing the bake-off.
Seamless.
I did love the bake-off, actually.
You were great on it.
Honestly, I absolutely loved it. Because it is a bit of a nerve-wracking thing.
Did you get nervous?
I was nervous when you've been on it as well.
Did you do it before you hosted it?
Yeah. So every time I tell him that I was on Celebrity Stand Up to Cancer Bake Off, he's like, really?
What did you do?
I did chocolate brownies. You know what I did?
I have no memory of that.
Was that your showstopper?
No, that was the first one. My showstopper was terrible. It was a biscuit. They wanted us to recreate what we wanted to do when we grew up, and I wanted to be a police officer.
Right.
So I did like a police station. It just looked terrible.
Yeah.
Looked like a...
Did you feel like you were auditioning for the show at that point?
No, I didn't. I couldn't even find the oven door. I was like, where is it? It's weird.
We moved that around so people can't find it. It's like a cat flap.
Who's on this series?
Wow, we had some good people.
We had some great people. Mel B.
Oh, yeah.
Who was your favourite?
Oh, Mel B was good, wasn't she? She was quite scary, actually.
Yeah, she drank a lot of rum.
Oh, that doesn't make her a bad person.
No, it doesn't
make her a bad person.
But when you drink 2 bottles...
Yeah.
Legendary.
Danny Dyer on the front.
Oh,
no, Dan.
Danny Dyer was absolutely hilarious. Everything that came out of his mouth.
So funny.
I was crying.
I don't know what it is. It's the accent, isn't it? He can say something really like mundane and boring, and you just start laughing.
Yeah,
it's a little bit like you.
I'm going to say, if you've got an accent, you can get away with
And he had a tash. He had a bit of a tash, didn't he? That he kept.
Yeah.
It's for a role. He kept saying, "It's not my usual tash."
Yeah.
He's going, "What do you reckon?" Bit porny, isn't it?
Well, what's hilarious, when I was working with him, he had the tash and he went, I'm doing a Disney film. I'm like, oh, things have took a turn for the worse here. What kind of Disney film's this going to be? Get in there, Mickey Mouse. It's like, but I'm looking forward to it because I love him. I'm looking forward to it.
Him and Donald Duck. I can't wait.
How do you think television has changed from when you started out?
Wow. I mean, we did the Mighty Boosh and it was quite low budget, you know, it's BBC Three. So if we wanted a stagecoach in the Mighty Boosh, we'd have to make it out of balsa wood and then animate it.
Did you make
it would be cardboard. Yeah.
I think the great thing about making any kind of telly these days is there's not much criticism.
No.
Because no one really speaks about it. You never hear anyone's opinions. You can just do your show, put it on the telly. No one ever speaks about it. Do you feel that sort of weight?
Yeah.
You know, because it's a big comedy series. You've seen the trailer. Are you ready for people going, is that him out the bake-off? I didn't know he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had my fair share of ups and downs.
Yeah.
The Boosh, we were quite lucky. It was the first thing we did and people liked it. But we were underdogs then, you know? People didn't really know who we were.
Yeah.
And then once you're in the bake-off, you're a
You're big time now, ain't you, Noel?
Well, you know.
You are.
Luckily, we got Prue and Paul to protect it.
Yeah, we have. Oh, well, we're very excited. The completely made-up adventures of Dick Turpin premieres globally. Globally, can you believe that?
Globally.
Today,
Big
exclusively on Apple TV+.
Love it.
So make sure you tune in. He's really good. I actually saw it.
Have you seen it?
I secretly saw his driver
Did
let
you?
me watch an episode, and he's brilliant.
You've just got his driver sacked live on telly.
Carlos.
Carlos, he ain't going nowhere, Carlos. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bob and Josh are here now to tell us all about it. How are you, lads?
Good, yeah.
Good, yeah.
Good to see you.
It's our first time on here, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you not done this morning?
Never done this morning.
You've never done this before?
Never.
You are big time now.
I've hardly made it.
Honestly, first time.
Never been on there.
Are you joking? Well, that's because you got your name on the show. Rob Beckett, Smart TV. Do you think that's what it is?
Well, yeah, maybe now. But you guys are on the show as well.
Yeah, we are on the show as well.
Josh is a bit upset, though, about...
Why
I'm not a bit upset at all.
Tell us the situation. What's going on?
There's no situation. It was just... There was a slight mess-up at Sky.
What did they do?
They put a picture up of just you and Rob without me on the Sky planner.
Oh, well...
Oh, let's have a look.
I can't see it. Let me have a look.
Well, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Is that you talking about? Look at that.
Do you know, that's one of them, innit? When that happens, you go, I'm not bothered. But it's deep-seated.
I'm not bothered, Paddy. I'm not bothered.
Josh, do you feel like Rob, it's taken, it's gone to his head a little bit, the fact that he's got his own name on the title?
Yeah. I'll answer this.
You see, that is good stuff.
Good fun, isn't it?
It's good fun. We were just saying, I genuinely thought that was a river.
No.
I know, yeah.
I know. How thick am I?
I know.
We're in Hammersmith.
Right, tell us about the show.
OK, the show is called Rob Beckett's Smart TV. It's a quiz panel show where it's a proper quiz about telly. And if you're watching telly, you probably like telly. You can play along at home, but it's really funny as well. Great guests. But like, we've had David Morrissey from Walking Dead, David Tennant, Kush Jumbo, Ramesh, Richard Awardi, John Richardson, some amazing... Nat Cassidy, Sonia from EastEnders.
Is it in the same vein, because I'm a little bit old school, do you remember Telly Addicts?
Yes.
Is it that kind of
do you know what? My dad texted me and said he enjoyed it.
Did
and he never does.
Yeah.
And my mother-in-law...
his dad's Noel
always
Edmonds.
encouraging from the family. I hate everything you do, so... Well, this was good.
And my mother-in-law, she was watching it and playing along. There's a real play-along ability.
It's really interesting, because my son never watches me on the telly, and he watched this show, he loved it.
Really?
Yeah, he went, Mum, that was really good.
How's he go on? You're on everything. How's he... He must never literally... He must never watch telly.
It's not true.
Oh, turn up. Oh, God.
You've only had me moment, Paddy. You've had your moment.
I love it. I like it.
You're going to be a skid on Fortnite soon.
But I absolutely... But it kind of reminds us what we love about TV, doesn't it? It's one of them shows.
Well, what I loved about it as well, we get to see you off the leash fully. I mean, because it is after 9 o'clock, post-Watershed, we get the ruder stories, the ruder words, a type of Alison Hammond I didn't know existed.
I don't know what it is about you two. You bring out the worst in me. You really do.
The best.
Yeah. Watch Smart TV on Sky to find out.
It's so good. Well, how did you find hosting it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I was a bit nervous because it's sort of like the sort of grown-up job, isn't it, the hosting bit? But no, it was really good fun. But when I've done panel shows before, I like it when the host is really relaxed and chilled out. So I tried to do that, really, but because...
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Oh, no, I tried.
That's what you went for?
That's what I went for, yeah. But I don't know if I had any respect.
Are these both competitive?
So you're desperate to win. You're a bit of a TV nerd, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a nerd. And it felt like the natural order would be that I'd win, but somehow you tended to win, didn't you?
I think you underestimated me. I think that was the situation. You thought, oh, I was coming in just as a celebrity, but really I had brains and brawn.
I know. I've thought that for 20 years, and you keep proving me wrong.
You do get a lot of pelters in it, though, don't you?
Yeah, I'd say it's close to bullying, but there we go.
It's all good fun, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm taking
now,
that
quiet, me and Alison are talking.
What was David Tennant like? Was he good?
You were there!
My God.
Why don't you let Paddy ask the questions about the show?
I'm in mode.
Yeah, sorry.
David Tennant.
Yeah, he was good, but his team captain let him down. No, he was wonderful, David Tennant. Oh, he's so good-looking, isn't he? Like, he's got it all.
Yeah. You don't expect a Doctor Who to sort of be, like, sexy.
Yeah, should we have a little look?
Yeah, let's have a look.
why not?
Yeah, remind yourself.
Yeah. It's much more firm than I'd imagined. Yeah.
Big acting. Oh, hey! Is it nice?
Get it down for the point.
Nice? Yes, David! That's how you do it!
Yeah, it's like a raspberry heart from Game of Thrones, like a heart made out of raspberry jelly or something.
And he ate it.
David Tennant will do so much stuff.
You're like,
you don't need to do this, mate. You're Doctor Who. We'd have booked you anyway.
Have you got some Tennant stories?
Yeah. Well, it's not for this show. You're doing your podcast still?
Yes.
So I did it a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, since then, it's just gone massive. You're doing tours and everything, live stuff.
Are you taking the credit?
Yeah.
It happened when Paddy was on. Yeah. It went sky high.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you can keep the credit, but I will take some of the percentage.
Well, yeah, no, it really blew up. I think people connected with it in lockdown, and we did a big arena tour and stuff like that. But we're still going, aren't we? Every Monday morning, we have a chat.
Every morning we meet up for a chat.
Yeah.
Never speak outside of it.
No.
First time I've seen you in 3 years.
Well, that kind of chat, especially with parenting, it just goes on and on. You know, you'll never dry up with that.
Never.
No, until our children leave us.
And I like the fact that you talk about, daytime segues. You like a segue, don't you?
Love a segue.
A daytime TV segue.
Yeah, like, so a segue like, I'm also on tour. Can I do that?
Yeah, or Last Legs on tonight at 10 p.m.
Last Legs on
that kind of segue.
I'm on tour, Giraffe. Tickets are available. I got the impression you were wrapping up, so I wanted to get that in because I've got a lot of tickets to shift, and it took me 2 hours to get it from Bromley.
I've got a couple of series in the pipeline, and my tour tickets are on sale. Might as Use it.
And if you just switch over the channels, Alison will be on it at some point. So just keep flicking.
Oh, listen, let me give you a plug that you need, and then you can do the segue at the end of the show.
Yeah, we've always wanted to do the grown-up
Okay,
this is our future.
Smart TV airs Thursday at 9 p.m. on Sky Max, and now Rob Beckett's new tour, Giraffe.
No, that was you've read that wrong.
November. What?
That was it's on Sky TV and now. Now's a type of TV,
okay,
not now. Rob Beckett.
Listen,
modern world.
Go on Sky Max and now.
Yeah, and my tour.
And also the tour Giraffe.
Thank you.
Absolutely incredible. Kicks off on the 19th of November with tickets on sale right now.
Yes.
That looks so good.
I'm in.
Julianne Moore and Nicholas Galitzine join us now, and another guest.
Hi, my friend Buddy is here.
It looks like Buddy's going to be going home with you today.
Oh my God, wouldn't I love that?
That is the happiest he's been all day.
He's really comfortable. Love it.
Cute, yeah.
Well, this series, Mary and George, it looks so good. I'm intrigued. It's taken from the Jacobean era period, which I don't know much about. Did you know much about it?
Oh my gosh! Well, I'm an American, so no.
Yeah, I'm a Brit and I knew even less.
We know about King James, of course, and we know about the King James Bible, but that's about it. And it was a relatively short period. It was 20 years. So, and there haven't been a lot of TV shows or movies about this era.
And your character will stop at nothing to get to the top, because she starts off with nothing, doesn't she?
Yeah, and she's pretty ambitious. She's ambitious for herself and for her beautiful son.
I'll pass
Aw,
a finger
you want a
over.
little something? Here.
Oh, he's
there we go.
There, he's happy now.
Yeah, now he's happy.
He's happy now.
Yeah.
So, and she uses her middle son, doesn't she? She uses her middle son to get what she wants.
I think she sees in him someone who can achieve everything she can't. He's male, he's good looking, he has advantage, and she's like, use it. And she really feels that, you know, he can make it to the top, and he does. He ends up becoming, you know, the consort of King James.
This is literally what Alison says to me before every show.
That's it.
Use it, I will do.
You can do it. You can do it.
You're both amazing actors, but do you relish more when a part comes in and it is a little bit like, oh, they're not straight shooters?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely say so. You know, more of a character arc. You know, getting to play people who are not so similar to yourself, I think, is intriguing.
Yeah, and I think the writing in this was really extraordinary.
So
it just leapt off the page. They're so unusual. These characters are so frank. They're so outrageous. The behaviour is entertaining and relatable, and yeah, there are a lot of relationships in it. Let's put it that way.
And a lot of saucy, hot scenes as well.
Yeah.
But not gratuitous.
Never.
No.
Never.
No. Never
definitely
that.
not.
Yeah.
How long did it take to film it all? Because when you watch anything, I love a good box set. And I love sitting in. And when you watch a lot of stuff that's made now for TV and streaming sites, they're almost like mini films, each one.
Right.
So how long did it take from start to finish?
It's about 6 months,
Yeah.
you know, maybe a month or so prep beforehand. But yeah, it was pretty grueling.
It was pretty long. We started in January and went from winter into
Filming all the seasons. It was snowing, it was raining, it was sunshine. Yeah, it was nice.
Exactly.
And you had to deal with accents. Obviously, you had to deal with the English accent. You just said you was American. How did you cope with that?
It was that was really hard because I was the only American in the cast. It was a really huge and wonderfully talented group of actors. They were all British, and so I felt a lot of pressure, you know, to get it right. So I had a really wonderful dialect.
It must be so nerve-wracking when you first do it, and then you look around to see if everyone thinks it's okay.
Yeah. And you know, no one's going to want to be rude and be like, "She sounds terrible." But you know, you hope they'll say something if you go too far.
You have to give him permission. If you want to correct me, correct me.
Yes, absolutely.
Nicholas, for me, Julianne, obviously, Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How did you feel about kind of thinking, oh, my God, I've got to go toe-to-toe, really?
I mean, I think she's very, very collaborative, and I think just carries a lightness to her that I think puts everyone at ease around them. So, you know, with Tony Curran as well, plays King James, I felt like it was a really... just an encouraging environment to really try different stuff and collaborate. Yeah.
Didn't she do little dances for you in order to chill you out?
She does do a little dance, sort of a little song.
I like to keep it alive.
What's the song? We want to know what the song is.
Take notes.
It's different every time.
I just make them up.
Yeah,
I make them up. I'm like, a song like, oh, I'm holding a dog, we're holding a dog, and then we're going to talk on the television show.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
We all know this.
Yeah.
We like you.
Yeah.
But I could throw the same question what Paddy's just thrown to you, Julianne. And you've worked with the great Sylvester Stallone, Harrison Ford, one of my mates, Hugh Jackman. I loved you in Boogie Nights. What was it like working with this one?
Oh,
How did it compare?
He was great. He's so talented and has such a wonderful attitude, and his part is really, really arduous, especially physically. He's was hanging from a tree in one scene, and the weather was terrible, and he had to dance, and he had to ride a horse, and he was in every single day, and he's just tremendous in this. Really, really great.
Incredible.
And you work alongside Nicola Walker as well.
Oh, I love her so much. She's amazing.
There she is.
Yeah. She's amazing.
Incredible.
We were first, when we were working together, we were at the end of this long, she was at one end of a table and I was at the other end. And all I wanted to do was to get close to her. I kept running over to her after every take. She's just, I adore her.
Aww.
Yeah.
What about being in the UK? Have you enjoyed it? Because I know you've got English roots, haven't you?
Well, Scottish. My mother was from Scotland.
Scottish?
Yeah.
So what's it like? What do you do when you come to England? What's your thing?
Well, I've worked here a lot, actually. I mean, I usually end up staying in Notting Hill because I know it. And this time I had a little house. It was near Ottolenghi, which was great. So I had a lot of great takeout food. And I walk around. I go to Hyde Park. It's great. It's a beautiful city.
Does it feel like your second home?
I was going to say, can I ask, because you are so well known and you're so famous, I think you'll probably walk around and that level of fame, sometimes people just don't, because they think, oh, can't be.
Do they leave you be?
They do, absolutely. I think every big city in the world, people are busy doing their thing, and you just kind of walk around, and there's so much to do here, so much to see. People are great, so I enjoyed it.
Nicholas, I've got to say, you are a big icon in the community. You're absolutely loved.
Thanks.
How does that make you feel?
Incredible. It's hard. You don't want to pay too much attention from the sort of outside sources sometimes, but I think that the resonance been able to have in the last couple of years is just, it's just so encouraging and so heartwarming. Yeah.
Oh, just walk around. Icon.
We're all
massive teacher.
Yeah.
Icon. Enjoy me. Enjoy me. Why not?
Have a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You was never supposed to be an actor, though, were you? When you into rugby?
Yeah, I was at Harlequin's Academy. I was playing rugby since I was, I think, about 7 years old.
Yeah.
And just kind of a series of injuries kind of led to me falling out of love with the game a little bit. And then acting kind of fell on my lap about...
Thank goodness.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I don't get to get smashed in the face.
Much better for your ears.
Yes, exactly.
Lot safer, you end up like that. There
Did you play rugby as well, then?
No. No. It's just genetics.
Yeah.
Thanks for flagging that up.
Sorry. Listen, Mary and George, it's incredible. It's available on Sky Atlantic and Now TV from Tuesday, the 5th of March. So make sure you tune in. Thank you, Julianne. Thank you, Nicholas.
So much for
Lovely to see you.
Thanks
and
for having us.
feel free to look after our body for the rest of the day.
Thanks for letting me hold the
You're
dog.
welcome. You're welcome. AJ and Will are here to tell us more. Good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
Good to be back.
So,
yeah.
I mean, look at this moment. You are looking absolutely stunning. Thank you. It's the only reason I watch Big Brother.
For her outfit.
Latex moment.
This is like looking in the mirror.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
I mean,
you look gorgeous. I'm like dressed like the
You
Big
blend
Brother
it completely in. It
logo.
covers the eye.
when you come in,
Yeah.
you do go.
Is it not like this all the time?
No.
Absolutely.
When we're talking
You
about,
keep it.
Big Brother, we go big, but this is celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah.
This is
Special.
huge, and we are so excited. I'm here for it. I'm
Yeah.
here for all the rumours.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
You've probably heard better rumours than us. Which one of you two's going on?
Yeah,
Come on.
Come on.
Definitely not me.
I'd love that.
I've
You'd
seen
be in my
names
dream
online.
lineup.
You've done it though, haven't you?
You've done it.
I can't go back
You're
and
like
do
a
it again,
Ringo.
can I?
Yeah,
What,
you can. As a
of course you
celebrity.
can. Yeah.
You did it once.
Like a reality
She's
TV
double
show.
bluffing.
Yeah, can we please get Alison on again? Because she's not on telly enough. We need more Hammond.
We need more.
But that was the moment where I broke the table, and of course I said, I think I've broke the table.
Yeah.
Because I was scared, because I thought I'd have to pay for it.
You break it, you pay for it. That's a firm rule.
I'd have to pay for the table.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think I've broke the table. But I totally broke the table. You know what I mean? How excited are you both? And also, what's so lovely about this is you've done the first series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
settled.
yeah, definitely. Difficult second album syndrome, though. Do you know what I mean? It went well.
Yes.
And obviously there was a lot of pressure because it's such an iconic show with fans that, like, love it. It means a lot to them. And I feel like we didn't let them down. And now we've got to not let them down again.
Again.
There's
And we've
the
won.
first time it's done as a two-header, so
Yeah.
so people straight away be like, oh, what they've
It's
done to the
different.
show and everything
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
But it
worked.
works. Yeah.
It did
Oh,
work.
thank
It
you.
really worked.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. It literally was so much fun
Yeah.
to do the first time round. So we're
Yeah.
even more excited to obviously be back, but this time with a bunch of celebrity housemates.
You know what I always look forward to, housemates aside, the decor. What thing
Yeah.
Well, they've added a celebrity shimmer and sparkle.
It's blitzed up a bit.
Yeah. Really?
Just a little sprinkling
Just
of
a
magic.
little
I think I've got the diary room chair. Let's have a look.
Let's
Where
have
is
a
it?
look. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
I feel as though you've oversold it a bit. I've got
No, I said a sprinkling. And that's it.
I said a tapas amount.
like that.
Yeah.
There's a star in it, Paddy.
It does, honestly. I've literally dressed as the Big Brother logo.
So
we
we
sat on
know
them.
the names that are doing the rounds. Everyone can read them online. But is there any twists in store? Anything different this series?
I wish we could tell you more than we actually can, but
Do they keep you in the dark?
We haven't been
actually
told the
don't
official
know.
lineup.
You know what? It's going to be a surprise to everyone watching at home as much as it'll be a surprise to us.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting surprised. But you know what Big Brother's like. There's always something up his sleeve.
Yeah.
So just stay tuned for
Just
twists and
remember
turns.
that AJ did lie to me that she wasn't going to be the presenter. So I know she's really good
let me
at
write that
telling
down.
lies. So I know she could be lying now.
She can keep a
knows.
secret.
I'm not good at telling lies, but I am very good at keeping secrets, which is why I'm absolutely fuming that no one has told me who the celeb lineup is.
Yeah.
I'm livid.
It's me. They know that I can't keep a secret. It's always the quiet ones.
So you'll have read up the names online.
Yeah.
We know they've not been confirmed, but is there any of those names online where you're going, oh, I hope it is them?
Most of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd be happy if anyone stepped up.
Louis Walsh would be amazing.
He's going to be good with Sharon Osbourne.
With
That's
Sharon.
right.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing I like about the list that has, you know, the suggested names is it's a good cross-section. That was what worked with the last series. There was a mix of ages, backgrounds. There were people that wouldn't ever meet. And to still maintain that amongst celebrities, I think is a real win. So I think it's going to be great.
Who would be your dream, like, celebrity people?
To go in there?
Yeah.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. You two. Come on. Let's have it.
I have been in. I went through the, like, did they call them the rat runs?
The run-
I went in doing that on the David Guest series.
Oh, my David's
The
dead.
most iconic series.
Amazing.
So good.
Loved it. But I like being on that side of the glass.
Yeah.
Right.
There it is.
There's
Lord,
that
this is
moment.
brilliant.
Oh,
That was iconic.
that is one of the greatest moments in television.
It really was.
The thing I love is when you get... Oh, yeah.
She was so... Do you reckon we'll have more iconic moments like this?
Yeah, definitely. The thing I love is when you get
better.
you get Americans in there who don't really know what they're letting themselves into. Like when Jackie Stallone went in and at one point complained to Big Brother, she was like, "You promised me some of the finest minds in Britain." She's in there with Bez, you know.
I
in there
remember
with Kenzie.
Benedict Face from A-Team, he went in as well. Oh, we've got to go. I really enjoyed that.